Yeah, not just that, honey. Windrose is a essentially single player game. You don't have to play that game as co-op. What kind of stroke? Hey now, simmer down. Oh, you guys are just awful. You're too much. Too much. What can I say? All right, so we're starting off a little later than I planned. My kids were up later than I had expected them to be. They were watching The Office with my wife, and none of them wanted to go to bed. So we are getting started a little bit later than expected, but hopefully some of you guys will trickle in here as the night gets going. And yeah, happy Friday. How was your weekend? Blame it all on the kids, but in my case, it's the God's honest truth. That's the thing. Well, it's 50-50. They don't want to go to bed, and the wife is letting them watch like The Office with her, and so they're enjoying it. She's enjoying them enjoying it, so you know, it is what it is. I can't blame her too much. But yeah, happy Friday, guys. Happy weekend, as you know, our favorite weekend enthusiast would say. All right, so I've got some of the fun shitposty stuff to go through here in a minute. Got a couple of videos to pull up. The Metro trailer. I've actually not watched that yet. Left hand, right hand's droopy. I don't know, DB. I mean, I'm a righty normally, but a lefty in some other ways. Hey, pup. Hey, Burbs, you want to come in? Let me see if the dog wants to come in. Hang on. You want to come in? Yes? No? Yes. You're going to want back out in about 5 minutes, aren't you? Here. Oi! Oh, God, he's got a wet beard. Dog's got a wet beard. Don't lick the face. Don't lick the face. I like the stranger sit on my hand until it gets numb. You know, I have never tried that, and to my knowledge, I don't think it actually works, but I'm not going to attempt it. I'm not interested in actually trying, so... anyways, guys. Chewy. Yeah, kind of like Chewy. His name is actually Bourbon, but I didn't name him. I adopted him from my mom, same as the girl cat, my boy cat's sister. So, in my region, the game's very well received. Well, actually, the thing is, there's no problem with the game at all. There's no problem with the game whatsoever. Hey, Vernum. Right-handed, most all I do except for... All right, Sharon, TMI, too soon here. Are you jumping down? Are we leaving? He's leaving. Yeah, he's not as well trained as Hassan Piker's dog. He likes to leave a lot sooner. Yeah, Pragmata is doing exceptionally well. Not as well though as freaking Windrose, guys. Somebody was just mentioning this. 102,000 people in the game right now. Oh, thanks, Drunk Savage. Cage, is that you? Did you change your name, or do we have a different Drunk Savage vampire wannabe in the chat here? 97,000 players right now on Steam for an early access game that's survival crafting, essentially a single player game. I know you can play co-op for Windrose. I have not purchased it and played it myself since the demo, so I don't know like when co-op actually unlocks. Just me, dog. All right, well, wait till Cage gets here. We'll have a couple drunk savages in the in the chat. Educate the dog about the benefits of communism 24/7. He might behave like Kaya. Oh, for real, yeah. Dude, all-time 24-hour peak is insane, and this game is going to have an even bigger... My video yesterday, I said I could imagine this game hitting 200,000 players this weekend. Like, it would not shock me one bit. Been watching people play Windrose, and I enjoyed it. Dude, honestly, the game, the demo that I played was like a super simplified Valheim with a pirate aesthetic. So for me, it was great. I just don't really want to buy another game that's another survival crafting game that I don't have time to play right now. So Cage was in Discord giving me crap, telling me I need to play Windrose. I'm like, dude, I haven't finished Valheim yet. Why would I buy another survival crafting game when one of the best survival crafting games I've ever played, I haven't finished yet? The Yarharheim, exactly. Snagged it since it's a hair cheaper right now, but haven't given it a go. I'm having that thought. I'm thinking that I'll go ahead and pick it up before it's no longer on sale, and then I'll get around to it hopefully at some point this year. Too many games, too many monies. Dude, it's insane. So I picked up Road to Vostok, which, not gonna lie, also early access. It's rough, but it's also still good. Road to Vostok. It's got 4,000 reviews, so it's doing all right for a small single-player indie game. I played it for about 2 hours-ish yesterday, and it was interesting. I think it's gonna be all right. I think it definitely needs a lot of work. Yeah, all-time peak 5 days ago, 8,200 players. Road to Vostok. Sounds a little gay, not gonna lie, yeah. No, dude, honestly, if you want to play something that is similar to Escape from Tarkov, but it doesn't have any PvP, it's interesting. I'll tell you that. It's definitely more rudimentary. There's not as much customization. It definitely seems like early on, there's a lot you have to figure out without actually being explained how to do certain things. Yeah, for early access, I can't complain, and I picked it up for $16. And guys, Road to Vostok is a whopping 5 gigabytes to download. Similar to Tarkov, but PvP, Zero Seaver. Yeah, that's another one I've heard. Yeah. Red River Incursion, Gray Zone Warfare. Have you guys seen Bellum? Not an extraction shooter, but Bellum is another one that's it's a objective-based shooter, like high mil sim situation with like a lot of intricate like different combat class type things. Not Battlefield combat class, but more specific to like actual military situations. I know there's a lot of really cool games coming out. A lot of them. So, it's always good to see the indie games doing well. It really is. Oh, okay. You're not. I got you, Drunk Savage. No worries. All right. So, Cage is probably sleeping. He said he was going to be doing stuff early tomorrow. Fair Game looks interesting. Fair Game looks like dog shit. Fair Game reminds me of Hyenas when I looked at the alpha for that game back when it was still like in pre-alpha build, and I got to play the playtest for that, and I'm like, this is horrible. What the hell is this? That's what Fair Games reminds me of so much. He spelled it proper? Exactly. There you go. So I saw this one. Let me pause the music, guys. I saw this one. This one was pretty funny. I don't know if you've seen anything about this. This is a Chinese esports host by the name of Zaza. Decided to show up in black face paint to protest against those who were complaining about her short skirts. I don't know who was complaining about the short skirts, but it says in East Asia, we find this type of thing to be really amusing and entertaining. So this chick here, I'm just going to actually leave it smaller so you guys can see it. You just picked up Zero Seaver? Nice. Fail games, exactly. This chick here was going on stage wearing her little cute reportering outfits with like the skirt and the high heels and shit, and I guess she was getting dogged over it. I don't know. Why you'd complain about a cute girl wearing a nice short skirt and all that, but it's black all body paint. Well, yeah, it's exactly, that's it. Hang on.
观看电竞赛事转播的网友这一刻全傻眼，不止衣服、头发黑，连整张脸都乌漆嘛黑的女子悄无声息入座，露出一口洁白牙齿。
Oh my god, when she smiles and the freaking white ass teeth are sticking out, that's so great. Oh my god. Yeah, only on real women, exactly. Hey, Stray Cell.
要不是我们现场的灯光够亮，根本发现不了。如果爱你的话，其实就是变成2个人解说了。那么大家好，我是解说渣渣。
原来她不是跑错棚，而是电竞女主播。
I mean, even if it's cosplaying and not technically blackface, you know somebody's still going to be outraged by this. You can translate this? Maybe the only reason people are offended is because she's not like 400 pounds. You know, DB? It do be like that sometimes. Have you seen that thing about how like camera lenses, traditional like modern camera lenses or whatever, have been racist because the lighting is not designed to give enough backlight behind like a really dark subject. So somebody who's like pitch black, dark as night, you take a photo of him standing next to his white buddy and all you see is the white guy and a set of teeth. If you have FPS issues in the game, set the game to use your actual GPU and set an FPS limit. Which game are we talking about? You go all the way with the blackers. Just I'm gonna guess it's just on the outer skin. Time to become samurai. Oh my god, that's great. Oh, Zero Sievert. Gotcha. Is it Sievert? I'm pronouncing it like the word would be German. I don't know how the pronunciation would be. All right, let's move on. Move along. Oh my god. So the Selena Truck Stop Twitter account, guys, always cracks me up. Okay, this thing is always like posting like shit posts. Says we've begun moving forward with major improvements to our facilities. We just invested $250,000 into a sophisticated facial recognition security system, which will be greatly beneficial for cutting down on petty theft if we ever get to a point financially where we can afford to have nice things. And it says this woman's name is Sarah Jenkins, born 1992, 5'6", 145, bust size 34 double D, credit score 525, relationship status separated. Special notes: last visit on March 14th, moderate tipper, flight risk level low. Dude, I friggin'. Hey, there's Cage. I thought you were going incognito in another drunk account of yours. Yeah, 34 double D with a crappy credit score, exactly. Oh my god. But no, I love it. A lot of these accounts always are like the best shit posters. She's easily 5'8", but we can work that kink out. Yeah, 5'8's taller than me. But you know what? It's one of those things. I told my wife, I'm like, I'm glad she's a tiny bit shorter than me. But if she wasn't, I still wouldn't care. You can fix her. Single and ready to take your money. Speaking of which, here's the craziest thing. You guys been seeing this stuff about the Marvel Rivals Black Cat skins? People are, again, just like the whole Pragmata thing we're going to talk about in a little bit, people are losing their minds online over all this shit with these characters being sexualized and whatnot. Everyone's nearly the same height laying down. No, go back to that, man. Think about that. One night stand detection software. Oh my god. All right. So it says, what a difference between the Black Cat from Marvel Rivals and Insomniac's version from Spider-Man 2. The devs from China are on another level. I want to know if this is actually the in-game character model. I didn't play the Marvel Spider-Man games. I have no idea. I know Spider-Man 2 made Mary Jane annoying and ugly and had the deaf chick where you spray paint shit. Yeah, Rivals knows their audience, exactly. I think this sexual thing is asinine. Ah, that's funny. Hang on, where's that at? There we go. You're telling me that you're shorter than other guys when you lay down? I don't want to get into specifics, man. The thing is about height or length is you're always going to be shorter than someone else and longer or taller than another man. So it is what it is. The diet in America endures our women have big bonkies. Yeah, I mean, for rear. Oh, that's a Freudian slip. For real. Yes. I can crawl on your belly button. What the hell, man? What are you talking about? Oh my god. Does a massive gut make me taller when laying down? If we're going like your height switches this way when you lay down, then technically sure. I was always like a funny fit when I did like dress suits and stuff when they were measuring me for like dress suits, like going to a wedding tuxedo or something, because most guys, their chest isn't bigger than their stomach. It's usually the other way around. So anyways, let me see here. What else we got? Oh yeah. People are losing it over this shit. Better in-game look at the new Symbiote Spider-Man plush accessory for Black Cat that will be available in the accessory shop start of season 7.5. Oh yeah, you know that the right people are pissed off by this. That is insane. I'm not tall, I'm girthy. Gotta tuck. Oh man. Oh my god. But why would you have to tuck? I don't want to know. Hey, Mahendra. Why would you have to tuck? The concept of tucking just... I mean, I know I could if I needed to, but why... I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Oh my god. All right. We're done with this conversation. All right. Oh no, we're just going over the black cat symbiote skin, a little plushie that she has. All right, so this is one of those tweets. Better, by the way. Yeah. Time that I've streamed and I've done the unplug like right after starting the stream, it hasn't muted. Tonight I was pushing my luck and I was like, all right, we're just gonna let it go and see what happens. Hey, Oblivion. Oh yeah, Mahendra, if I don't unplug it and replug it, but after starting the stream, it always does that. My favorite movie is Tootsie. I haven't seen Tootsie since I was like 6 years old, man. Okay. Uh, y'all are admitting to tucking. What the hell, man? Am I gonna play Pragmata? I don't know. Probably not for the $60 price tag for a 10 to 14 hour game. I mean, it seems cool. Like I said, so in my video, I mentioned how it seems like similar to games like, I don't know, Last of Us, Dead Space, Death Stranding, that kind of like action, but still heavy narrative. It's something with the Unreal Engine makes all these games kind of look similar, right? But for me, it's like, I just don't think I'm going to spend the $60 on a game that I'm going to play for 12 hours and then never play again. I don't know. Maybe has de novo issues. I mean, most games do, right? I'd pay it if I could afford to buy every game at full price. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about like I said, I bought Road to Vostok. I would have paid, 20 for it to support an indie dev, but luckily it was 16. So it's like that's a win right there. Windrose, sure, it's only 30, but $30 well, it's like half a tank of gas. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? Without me muting, I'm not muting myself though. I'm not muting myself. Game got pirates the day before release. Yeah, is what it is. It's always Denuvo doesn't do shit. We all know that. It doesn't actually fix anything. So this person here is talking about these screenshots. Okay, this other account. Why the hell is she bent like this? Because it's a fictional video game. Because it's a video game that knows its audience. Because traditional Marvel comic book nerds and readers like sexy women. They like their men big and strong and tough and heroic, and they like their women sexy, because she can be, exactly. Capcom's good at letting their games go on sale, wait for a sale. Yeah, well, but see, I wasn't planning on buying it anyways, but for anybody else who's thinking about buying Pragmata, yeah, definitely wait for a sale. All right, no worries, Mahendra. Yeah, Lixel, honestly, I wish that there was a way I could say, hey, if you like sub $5, it'll automatically mute the microphone or something, but it doesn't. It's not that interactive. Although, come to think of it, let me check real quick here, since we're talking about Pragmata anyways. I don't know how many of you guys are actually interested in buying it. Oh, it does. Okay, so they've got it on Instant Gaming. So it's only $51 only. My God, listen to me. It's only $51 on Instant Gaming. If you're planning on buying the game anyways, it is $51 on Instant Gaming, which is, I guess, $8.83 cheaper than buying it on Steam. Although Deluxe Edition, if you're buying Deluxe, $58.23. Product not available in your country. Oh, it's Europe. No, hang on, US Edition. Okay, so the US Edition is $60 for Deluxe on Instant Gaming. Well, either way, guys, if you're gonna buy the game, you could use the Instant Link Gaming down below. It looks like it's still in stock for US. Okay, so Standard Edition for US is 51. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, yeah. But I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not planning on picking this game up. Just too expensive for a game that I just don't have that much desire to play, And it's not that there's anything wrong with the game. I just don't really have a desire to play it. I have to see more of the slapstick add-on commentary kills me. You've seen nothing about Pragmata? Damn, dude. It's crazy. In Universe, it's because she wants to show off her tits and ass. It's that simple. Many women actually do this. Serrano, it's like they do this in real life, and yet for some weird reason, people don't understand basic human instinct, right? You found a Texan doppelganger called JT Reacts. JT Reacts. Good thing I'm on prep. I'm always on prep, man. You know me. You never know when some guy is gonna come grease up your booty hole. That's just life, dude. You gotta always be on alert. JT Reacts. I don't know this channel. No, man. No, I mean, maybe because we're both bearded. Like, I get, hang on, let me show you guys. I get what you're saying here. Let me put the hat on backwards. Let me do this. Nah, I don't think so.
Best way to show someone how much you care. It is like this tangible thing that
I see some similarity, but if he shaved that off, he and I would look nothing alike. Different face shape, yeah.
$100 to shave the beard right now.
Dude, I'm not shaving the beard. Oh my god. Holy shit, dude. 20 bucks. Hey, dude, I have a special video reaction that I just uploaded to Streamlabs just for you guys for tonight, okay? The ears are no, I get what he's saying with like the hat and the general facial, you know, I see it. I see what you see. I just know that we don't look that much alike. Does he sound like me? Probably not. Let me see here. Why did it
roll up in my mouth, you know? But at least for the videos, it's always a good time seeing just some Americans confused in Europe.
No. But yeah, Lixelplix with the 20. Holy crap, dude. Let me play this little video for you real quick. Hang on. You're gonna hate me. I swear to God, you guys are gonna hate me, but we're gonna do it anyways. One sec. Oh my god, alright. Whew, that'll probably be the one time I play that. Yeah, I don't know if it was supposed to be a monkey or I don't know what she's on, guys. That somebody documented her last like 10 to 15 years of videos. Like she started off with like the whole boxy thing where she's like, I'm just, my name's Melanie and I like blah blah blah, and then she turned into that, and then she turned into the what we all know now. But yeah, thank you for the 20, dude. I know you probably want your money back after that video clip. I do apologize, guys. It's very, very cringe. Just a beard and a hat joke. No, I mean, I kind of see it. I kind of get it. Yo, Smeg with the 5 gifted. Why didn't it play the alert? What is wrong, man? Now I need to get the whole album now. Boxy 4chan, is that it was the chick that was always crap, I can't remember her name, guys. I wasn't paying that much attention at the time. All I know is like the pictures of her, like the emo goth looking chick, right? Smeg, thank you for the 5 gifted, buddy. Holy crap, watching old Melanie Mac is so crazy. She's super different. I can't believe she was huge back in the day with E3. Well, the crazy thing is, here's the thing, people will be like, well, she changed so much now, she hates gay people and this and that. So okay, her religious conversion, I don't care if like you think that she's too extreme or not extreme enough, or if you agree or disagree with some of her takes. People can change their opinions, absolutely. Do I think that she's genuine about it? Probably not. Most people aren't. But she does use it as like a grift, you know? I have to watch that. Smeg, I'm sorry. Are you just catching up, man? Oh my god. Yeah, I forgot I said that about a lubed booty hole. The one that looks almost like shoe on head. Yes, exactly. All right. So let me see here. Oh, we have the Metro official reveal trailer. Now, here's the craziest thing, guys. Everyone's been going nuts about this. 93,000 likes on this video. I've never played a Metro game. I have played Metro game in my entire life. Believe it or not. You watch this? Using one's God as a grift, how very Catholic of her. I didn't say that. You know, here's the thing, guys. As somebody who was raised Protestant, it is fun to like poke the tards and have fun with like the Catholic versus Protestant banter. At the end of the day, I genuinely don't care. Like Protestant, Catholic, whatever, do what you do. That's great. Fine, whatever. But I think this dude has me blocked on Twitter. Who the hell is this? Sorry guys, I'm a little distracted right now. Who is this?
After.
Oh my god, I'm pretty sure he does have me blocked on Twitter. Or is it a different guy? I didn't even know this guy had a YouTube channel. That's hilarious. I just recognized his name. All right. Bought Metro Trilogy with DLC for $6 on Xbox. Damn. She's probably affiliated with some weird media group like Salem or some PSYOP BS. Maybe. I never played Metro. I never played the Metro games. Start with the first one, 2233, Last Light, and then Exodus. And then I left the Church of Faith because I saw a God Grift from Within. Damn. I own the Metro games, just need to find the time. Dude, Angels of Destiny, that is truly the hardest part, man. Do Baptists try to interpret the Bible for the sake of being different? Some of them do. Some of them absolutely do. My grandfather was a Baptist preacher. And my God, the things that that man would say on Sunday and then not do the rest of the week was crazy. Have them, but see, okay, so it's not just me. It's not just me. Is it intentional that about an inch is cropped from the left? Yes, because this is my borderless YouTube streaming screen for like when we're going over articles and stuff. Like if we're on Twitter or whatnot, well, that's a big ass. It crops out like the border and the top for the top of the screen. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna switch to the main screen that I use for game streams when we go full screen here. So don't worry, we will be on the right screen for this. I'll give you the full experience. Bought them for like $10. Damn, that's crazy. Metro franchise is the only one that hasn't let me down. Well, technically, if you just play Halo like 1, 2, 3, ODST, and Reach, and consider the franchise entirely done at that point, then Halo will never let you down either. Just saying. I will say Legend of Zelda franchise, despite taking some weird, different gameplay styles and taking some weird turns down the road, has been consistently pretty good. With that ass, I'm smiling cheek to cheek, right? You thought Opera was acting? No, man, it's just me. It's just me. All right, let's see here. This one is the full screen. Now, chat is up here, or chat was here before. Was chat here? No, I was up here, and then chat was down here. That's right. Okay. Not too much, Lugia. Just the usual shit posting to get started. Black Cat's gigantic badonker and ass badonkers. Booty. But what's the other word for badonkers? Badonky donk. Badonkers would be boobs. Badonky donk would be ass. Okay. She can be fixed. Watching Jay Dyer with Jesse Lee Peterson dropped in here to say hello. Good podcast about faith. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me see here. I like the minimal effort you put into this. See? Yeah. Somebody said that talking about the quartering. I read that tweet on stream like on Monday about how, you need a good producer for a stream. It's like, okay, but you also have to be able to afford a producer. And we are a one-man show here until maybe my son is old enough to like run things from his computer, Project Gotham Racing on OG Xbox ran at a solid 60 FPS, the original Xbox. Dude, the original Xbox was highly underrated. I know the thing didn't make a dime for Microsoft or for the Xbox, but it is what it is. Culture, bacteria, tomato. Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. Inspired by the worldwide best-selling Metro trilogy by some guy's name I can't pronounce.
I ask you, are you ready for great changes under the guidance of a great leader? If you are, then wake up.
You are not wrong, A. Burnham.
Open the door for the Novorite.
Wake up.
Okay, slight pet peeve of mine. I hate having to worry about radiation in games. Just throwing that out there.
Wake up. Wake up to a pure nation. Clean air. Bright future.
Cool looking rifle though. No, this is Metro. No, Saros, Saros is like Returnal with an Indian guy. It's pointless. I know, A. Vernum, it's just a pet peeve. Motion cap looks exaggerated. some stiff.
The noble right says comply. The people say I.
He has more hair than me. He also has more, I was gonna say, you know, rodents or insects in his house than I do, but this time of year, who knows? A lot of bugs in my state. I probably have more teeth than him, although I'm working on it.
Where are they taking them? Can you hear me?
They do. We hear everything. But you don't let them speak.
No. It's not about me. I won't ask again.
It's all about you.
Dude, I don't know how to feel about those at all. Like, I don't understand what I'm watching, so it's really hard to actually have an opinion on it. Babushka. Existentialistic? Yeah. Definitely getting that vibe. He's like Cinderella. He has animal friends?
All together now, children.
The Novak is our home. Either we destroy
Baba Yaga.
or we are destroyed. No one will mourn us if we die. Mercy is weakness.
Our enemies have no pity for us.
No.
The enemy must be destroyed.
The enemy must be destroyed.
Creepy.
The enemy must be destroyed. The enemy must be destroyed. The enemy must be destroyed.
Do some sort of like psychic zombie dudes. This is Metro, yeah. Yeah, Slender Man, exactly. Oh, he shot the kid. Oh, or no, he didn't. Never mind. I mean, it looks cool, don't get me wrong. I just have zero understanding of what the franchise is about. This is the new Metro Smeg, yeah. You might be a little behind on the stream.
Bright future. The noble right is our home.
Oh my god, what the hell are those? They're figuring out how to cook. Yeah, this is Metro 2039. Read the books. Wait, they have books? I'll read the books for real. Dude, I've been trying to find some good Warhammer books at the used bookstore. Like, I've been looking for Warhammer, I've been looking for anything really outside of my norm, and I can't find shit, man. Every Metro game plays the same. Oh, that looks nasty. Looks like a giant mole rat or something. That is hideous. Dude, that thing looks nuts. You know, it's a real bummer because I got Stalker 2 to actually work on my computer before I swapped out my GPU. Now my computer would probably run Stalker 2 like a dream, right? But when Stalker 2 first came out, I was like, I'll use Game Pass, I'll play it, whatever, I'll try to make it work, and it ran like ass on my computer. Then I got it to where it was actually running okay, and I just got bored with the game. Way cooler than Mortal Shell 2? Get out. Get out. Right now, dude. Get out. Mortal Shell 2, I am 1,000% buying day one and streaming it, guys. There's no game on my list right now that I desire to have like in my Steam library more than Mortal Shell 2. That's just, there's no way, man. Metro's a famed cook series? What? The game's complete when I'll be getting this, or the game is complete when and released, I'll be getting this. Yeah, I mean, I can understand people being excited about this for real. Ban him. I wouldn't ban Cage. I wouldn't ban Cage. As tempting as it is, I wouldn't. Just because. I mean, I don't know. If I was in a worse mood, maybe I'd consider it. Dude, I had salmon the last 2 nights in a row. And I don't know if you guys ever been to Costco and picked up the salmon they have there already seasoned. You just put it in your oven and cook it. And that shit messed my stomach up. Oh my God. His name is Artyom. I tell you, I don't know. I was feeling like, I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like food poisoning or something. And then my dumbass had the second part of it tonight. And I'm like, all right, it was the salmon for sure. No, Melanie, go away, Melanie. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to get rid of that freaking video. Holy shit. Salmon's not usually a gamble for me, Avernum. Usually it's fine. Like I never have a problem. Never have a problem. But for some weird reason, it was like, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't quite know what's going on. So let's talk for a minute about Mouse PI for Hire, since for some weird reason, not that I understand. Oh, famed book series. I'm like, what are you trying to say? Dude, I'm not with it enough tonight to piece together when you have a typo or something that doesn't quite come through. Now, I mean, normally I'm pretty good at predicting what you're trying to say, but unfortunately, I am just tired enough right now. You'll be there, sweet, because we are going to play that day one. That game just looks too damn good. But this one here, this is a weird one. This Mouse PI for Hire. I personally, growing up in the 80s and watching a lot of older like 1960s and 50s movies and the black and white stuff, guys, I despised this look of animation. I still do. It creeps me out. It makes me feel sick to even watch people playing it, like the Cuphead style. I despise it. I hate it, right? Apparently, this is a game a lot of people were excited about. Indie developer, as far as I understand. So, you know, it's probably got a very small budget. Hit like 10,500 players yesterday. So that was a pretty decent peak for a single player game, right? Last time I ate salmon, I had to call in sick while sitting on the toilet at work because I couldn't leave. I've been there, man. Holy shit. Wait, Cage, that doesn't ruin Melanie for you, like, at all? That clip, if that doesn't ruin her for you, I don't know what will, man. Anyways, I do have a video. I guess Video Game Donkey now made a new video playing Mouse PI for Hire, which hopefully will help me understand what this game is actually about and what the appeal is, because I'm sure it's a good game. I just don't personally understand it because I look at it and go, I don't want to play it. It's that if Doom and Bioshock had a child, yeah. Because this animation is very hard to achieve, is why a lot of people like it. I mean, I get that, but at the same time, it's animation that I really don't like. With an old animation aesthetic. Dude, I've seen games like that. I've seen games that have like a very simplistic animation style, basically like, what is it, Sulfur, I think is that indie game that I played last year that's a first-person shooter roguelike that has a very like minimalistic aesthetic, which was pretty cool, especially makes it easier for an indie game, easier to, you know, render and all that. Don't really care about the animation at all. I thought I might be interested in it, but I didn't look great watching people play it. That's bad. Her response to Gunnergate ruined her for me. Yeah, pretty much. Crazy ones are always fun for a while. Dude, you know she's not any fun, man. Her current husband, I'm pretty sure, is in the closet and not very well hidden. And the rumor was that her previous fiance or husband went gay or whatever. I don't even know if that's true, but that was just the rumor that was going around. So, talking about Mouse PI for Hire, apparently DSP played it. And it says, Noir DSP is on the case with an E in noir. Trigger points like, it's noir, you fucking idiot. Look, once every 100 videos or streams, I will have a completely brain dead, retarded typo in it. But it is funny. It always cracks me up when you see channels like DSP consistently have them, or the Quartering, who we'll talk about later, where you've got like editors, and you've got people who are uploading this shit for you and editing your videos, and they still somehow end up with typos in the title. He looks like a Muppet, dude. He is the definition of a Muppet. It's 1030's rubber hose animation, you heathen. What? Rubber hose animation? Nearly demo. I played the full version of the game, but I only played it for about 3 hours. But it was pretty decent. It was pretty fun. All right, so that being said, let's go ahead and... Wait a second. His DSP gaming channel only got 60 views in 30 minutes. That's like what I'm getting right now, and my channel's not doing well. Ever since the Voto highs, my channel's video, like the views, have gone way back down, and I know a lot of people on YouTube have as well. Kind of coming off that high sucks, but it's the ebb and flow of how things go on YouTube. But that's really bad for somebody with his, let's just say, legacy, right? Steamboat Willie, but I don't like Steamboat Willie. That's what I'm saying, guys. I really don't like that style of animation. Yes, my channel's under attack. It's under attack by the evil algorithm that's out to get me. The algorithm is harassing my wife. Yes, exactly. All right, so here is Video Game Donkey's mouse PI for hire video. I have not... I'm doing good compared to him. I mean, Stray Cell, you're not wrong. DSP has constantly complained about this, though, about how basically other channels steal his views because the content making fun of him does better than his actual content. And it's like, guys, think about it. If people making fun of you are getting more views than you are, what does that say about you, right? I mean, that should be indicator of what's going on. He's been on Section 71. He's been on Ozempic, I believe. People have speculated if he hasn't outright admitted it. So, why is Dan reviewing himself? Hey now. Dark Side Dan. Whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out a t-shirt or some shit, guys. He banned everyone. That is true. If you go through banning people like left and right, even people who are semi-regular viewers who might disagree or be a little harsh from time to time, you're not going to have any viewers after a while. So, all right. Video Game Donkey's mouse PI for hire. I support Xvoto. I support them making a sequel. I do not want that studio to shut down. I want a sequel, guys. I want... he gets his views from live streams. That's true. Begging for $150 in donations every stream, because apparently that's his unofficial goal. Injections are the easy way out, for real. Speaking of which, I had to do mine 2 days ago, and that was not the easy way out. I was like, all right, it's time for my Crohn's injection. I'll feel better for the first month afterwards. And then I ate bad salmon. And it's like, I should be riding high right now, feeling great. And instead, I'm like, oh God, why did I eat that? Hey, Susano. He banned someone for asking who his 4 favorite streamers are. Oh my God. That's insane. Well, we have a clip from DSP, even him crapping on the quartering later on. I caught you were live because a post about a TTS broke me. Oh, man. At least your injection works properly. I'm still on steroids and immune BS. Hey, Vernon, my brother's in the same boat. He was on Humira for a while, and that was working for him. And he's got ulcerative colitis, whereas I've got basically, with my diagnosis, even though I ended up in the hospital a few years ago, it's a mild form of Crohn's, but it's attached to other issues that are, inflammatory bowel disease issues, right? So it's just like, it's a combination of factors. Honestly, if we just cut out 90% of like the processed shit in our diets and all the preservatives and fake stuff that we have here, I'd probably feel better. If I could go carnivore diets and I'd be able to afford eating meat 24/7, not in a gay way, don't take that out of context, I'd probably feel better for the most part. But honestly, I can't find the time and the inclination and the funds for that. So, yes, but at least my medication does what it's supposed to do. Don't stick things up there. I'm not okay. All right, we're just going to play the video.
Today I'm playing Cuphead Doom with Mickey Mouse, but he has a gun and it's like L.A. Noire.
It was the last stretch, and I was starting to get serious deja vu.
Oh, it's like Max Payne, too. The room said staff only. Guess I'll be casting a lot of spells from here on out. The cheese sandwiches look delicious, but I don't eat olives, so I left them on the table.
This is the actual music in the game.
Music sounded like I should be in a major shootout right now, but I was just looking at cheese sandwiches instead. Space to jump, huh? Now we're ripping off.
It's like Doom with Troy Baker. Everyone needs a footlong in their life. Oh my god, I don't.
For Mario.
Jumping with style.
Oh, that's cool. It's like a little 2D gun. Okay. And shoot this. I would have to use the typewriter to save, like Resident Evil. If I wanted the treasure, I would have to pick the lock like how you pick the locks in Elden Scrolls. Uh-oh.
Did he just say Elden Scrolls?
Thankfully,
Oh my
these
god.
enemies didn't know how to go through doors, even though the door was open. For me, really what's gonna decide if this game is good is can you shoot the goblets? Yeah, I'm going back to Doom. Every goblet in Doom is shootable. Test your luck, huh? Like Mortal Kombat now.
Test your luck.
Playing slot machines. Just leave me be. I have to win the money. Oh, only 4 cheese? The cupcakes looked incredible. But you can't pick up all the items like in Crimson Dessert, which ripped that off of Oblivion.
Routine. Familiar.
Oh, you can break that bottle. Okay.
Has there ever been a bad game based in the 1930s? I have no idea, to be honest. You guys would have to tell me.
If I wanted to beat this game, I would have to actually start playing the game instead of trying to pick up cupcakes the whole time, which made me really angry. I found a comic. That's a cool collectible. It's like Spider-Man for PS1.
What was the old mouse comic book or cartoon? Oh my, I'm thinking Mighty Mouse. Oh my god. You guys remember Mighty Mouse? Was that ever on TV or was it just like books? Indiana Jones game? Yeah. I mean, I heard the Indiana Jones game, The Great Circle, wasn't that bad. I don't know. I personally didn't play it. Mickey Mouse is over. I mean, yeah, I'm not feeling the whole aesthetic of the game for real. Spy versus Spy.
Mice are not invincible.
Goes by the name Magnificent Bandle.
As in Steve Bandle?
Bandle, huh? Sounds like Randall from Monsters Incorporated. Was he behind all this? The only thing I knew for certain is that spiked is mice, because that's what it says on the wall. Old pages are stained with cheese to an unsettling degree.
Steve had an assistant.
Frog in the hat? Can't go wrong with that. Pick up that wrench. Like Bioshock. Bad guys were in town, and I was on the menu. I hadn't seen aiming this accurate since the new Mafia game. Remember that one? I gotta get out of here. These Mafia guys are shooting at me. Thank God they're not very good at aiming. Now that they had closed in, their shots were connecting 10% of the time.
It's actually a well-made game, but if the style isn't for you, then it can't be helped. Yeah, I mean, that would be the problem I'd have with pretty much 90% of this is I look at this and go, I have zero desire to play this based on the style of how it looks. Indiana Jones adventure games were decent. Had moon logic puzzles, though. Huh. Useless factoid, original Ren and Stimpy was made by the same people behind Mighty Mouse. Really? I had no idea. That's crazy.
If this kept up for another several hours, I would be down to 25 health still. Barrows. How do they work? Somehow this game is ripping off of every game ever made, except for Cheesy, which features a mouse with a gun.
Oh my god, talk about old school.
There was a guy sitting underneath an anvil. I would have to shoot it for the funniness of it. He really had bad hearing. I couldn't... Man, there. These guys were mad. But they had no idea how to go up ladders or go through open doors or shoot accurately, tie their shoes, read the news. I bet these guys don't even know how barrels work.
Is there no, like, actual aiming down sights? It's all hip firing the entire game? I think some of these peeps are on X because they were talking RNS the other day. Oh, interesting. The gun sounds good. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to hate on the game. If someone enjoys the style, the way it looks and all that, that's cool. But it's just not for me, you know? That's how boomer shooters do it. Yeah, that's true. That is true. No aiming down sights.
Well, if this game doesn't sell enough copies, he can always be in The Last of Dust. I was immediately reminded of the subway level from Max Payne 1.
Hey! Never heard of patience?
Ever heard of Move?
Ever played Cheesy? It's not that good.
Black and white version of Duke Nukem, right?
That was a cool death animation. The welcome mat said scram. Sadly, I would have to go over to here where it said welcome. This guy was chopped in half.
I just can't pull myself together.
I really cannot recommend Cheesy as a game. Even the balloons in this game are invincible.
That's kind of weird.
I found a little toy mouse guy like how in Doom.
Yeah, you guys aren't wrong. I think most of the budget probably did go into the animation. That's kind of crazy. I'd rather stick with Cuphead. That is, I mean, I like the little figurine. That's pretty cool.
Finds a little toy Doom guy. I can add all my clues to my crime wall. Like in Alan Wake 2, which also had Max Payne in it. I'm starting to solve the mystery. Oh, this is cool. They have like little comic strips in here.
Frankie had left his calling card. A Captain Baseball Bat Boy strip.
I love to watch cartoons.
The chalkboard in the kitchen had a recipe for roasted tomato and pepper soup. To make this soup, you would need 4 peppers, 6 tomatoes, 2 onions, 3 garlic cloves. Somehow, even though the wall said totally normal wall, I thought there might be a small chance that if I shoot the explosive barrel right in front of it, that it might blow up the wall because I'm a detective.
Gabagool.
I was reminded of Tony Soprano Road to Riches for PlayStation 2, specifically the mission where Tony Soprano has to hit Paulie Walnuts on the head with a box of pistachios to keep him in line, and then he punches his head off with a sneaky rat bastard combo. All I gotta do is press X and then square.
Wait, what did I just say? Hang on a second. What was that? Asshole tax, this fist of mine, sneaky rat bastard. Oh, that's funny.
Where? Oh. Oh, you can drink and kick at the same time. That's a good feature. This is the first boss fight. I think the game glitched and spawned us both in like an out-of-bounds area.
Oh my god.
I still win though.
Hot, 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 hot.
The fire was hot. I knew that because of being a detective.
When he's had a few cold fondues, he gets into some real fringe esoteric crap. Even mentioned having a lab under his mansion.
Secret lab under the mansion, huh? Sounds like Resident Evil 1 and 2 and 9. Oh, this guy's got a shield? No, you can't beat that. Oh, every Doom clone has to have an octopus room. Now, wait a minute. Are the fish cartoons? Okay, the fish are cartoons.
The asshole tax feels like, or Exploding feels like an asshole tax in a lot of games, yeah. Gameplay kind of reminds me of Bioshock a little bit. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not that the gameplay looks bad. I just, for me, like I said again, it's just the entire aesthetic of the game.
They didn't cheap out like Call of Duty. Come on, now why'd you set them up if you can't even knock them over? That's stupid.
Now, that would piss me
what
off.
Every character's favorite movie is just by looking at them. Weekend at Bernie's.
Indeed. Ah.
Babadook. 102 Dalmatians. Frozen. Come on, no splash. Come on.
Why did he splash?
It burns! It burns!
He was all the way dead. Make no bones about it. What? Oh, wait, go under this beam. Go under this beam. Oh, dang, he's already dead.
Oh, I mean, the game has some cool stuff in it. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, they knocked it off. They stopped it off. They knocked it off. Hey, stop that. Hey, stop shooting. Hey, why you gotta do
How
that?
much health do you have in this game, though? Like, holy shit.
I've had breakfast.
I had dinner once. I've had lunch from time to time.
Oh. 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 Oh.
So this is who drew the graphics for this game. As an artist, you gotta pay respect to the craft. But as a businessman, maybe it would be like more efficient if he was drawn on a paper instead of air. The problem with this game, I think, is that they kind of play their entire hand in that first level. They're really struggling to like spice up the gameplay as it progresses. It's like every level is the same thing as playing the first level. But you gotta admit, they're pretty cool for this mini-map. Isn't this cool? This is exactly ripped out of Cuphead, isn't it?
I mean, I think most games, especially like back then, had mini maps. Like, dude, one of the coolest things about freaking the old Mario games, like once you got out of Mario 1 and you got to like Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World was having like the actual mini map you can navigate. Fun to watch, but it lasts about 30 seconds until I would need a stiff drink and enough head palm until I forget who I am. Yeah. Mod the game with a Duke Nukem-esque dub. Oh, wow. Needs plasma power? No, I think it just needs the right audience. Honestly, like I said, I don't have any problem
More
with
like
the game.
Saga Wake. Lol.
More like Saga Wake. Oh, thanks for the 2, Legia. No, dude, honestly, I have no problem with the game itself. Looking at it, I'm sure people find it fun. It's kind of like how I feel about certain games that just aren't for me, but I don't hate the game itself. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just not feeling the vibe, you know? Not feeling it myself. That being said, there's plenty of other games, right? Grumpy old gamers. I mean, I've come a long way over the last few years. I used to shit on games like Sea of Thieves, and I'd tell my gaming buddies, I'm not playing Sea of Thieves. That game doesn't look good. I hate the animation, right? Then I got over myself and I played the game, and I'm like, all right, it's fun. Like, it's legitimately a fun game. But unfortunately, you get to where a lot of times you are so set in your ways when it comes to like the style, the animation that certain games have, that you don't even give a good game a chance because the animation is just kind of like not your thing. That, not even talking about like games like Marathon that are genuinely painful to look at, but just not your specific, you know. What'd you miss? Not too much. Just kind of we watched the Metro trailer and then the Video Game Donkeys video. All right, let me see here. Yeah, the rest is just an FPS. It's just the aesthetics for me. And again, to each their own. So I saw this post, though, and it's funny. It kind of takes us into the Pragmata stuff. Says it's the weekend. Everybody forgot about Marathon, which is pretty true, to be honest. Other than the people who are still playing Marathon, nobody else has even talked about it anymore. Disney went back to Ladies and Gentlemen Greeting. I didn't hear about that. Tennessee made June the Nuclear Family Month. Interesting. Pragmata released and is inspiring men to be fathers. Black Cat on Marvel Rivals is fire. We already talked about Black Cat's ass. Blue Sky losers are seething about gamers enjoying Crimson Desert, Pragmata, and Black Cat in Marvel Rivals. Male gaze is in full force in the media and gaming. Movie studios are announcing more movies for men. Marvel Doomsday is about Marvel going back to being male-centric. Supergirl early tracking is terrible, while Mario and Project Hail Mary are killing it. Life is good. I don't even know. I know like half the things he's talking about. I know nothing about Project Hail Mary, and I just don't care. But the thing that he mentioned there with Pragmata is, yeah, Pragmata is an interesting situation, right? I wish I had more time to game right now. It's different when I barely gamed in the last month. Susano, dude, I feel you there. That was one of those. Somebody asked me on the last stream how far I've gotten in Crimson Desert. The last time I played Crimson Desert, I'm like, I haven't touched Crimson Desert now and going on. Okay, so the last video that I made that had any gameplay in it from Crimson Desert, I recorded an hour before I recorded my video. So legitimately, I haven't had time, you know. All the JRPGs I love are lost in licensed limbo and can't be ported. That's a shame. Yeah, Everno, I'm pretty much over Disney for the most part. Disney, who, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think it was the Zembro shared G Prime, George Alexopoulos' comic here, so I had to share this, right? Says, early reviews for Pragmata are looking great. We just recommend one small improvement to appeal more to Western audiences. And it's got freaking Bella Ramsey's face. Oh my god. Come on, we gotta save the moon. Oh my god, this guy, he never misses. I swear to god. And of course, it's a dude in a dress. Yeah, that's part of the Tengu localization. That's so good. All right. I'm going to be a dad. Yeah, exactly. All right. So initially, the problem that Pragmata had that I was noticing online. Oh, yeah, Serrano, you're not wrong there. He has genuinely terrible taste in most video games and media. He's like 50-50 most of the time, you know? I've been playing Starfield on my Steam Deck. I rated a 6 out of 10. I enjoy it. Like, turn my brain off and listen to YouTube and enjoy the spaceship building. Yeah, no, I can see that. Like I don't like Starfield. I think it had a lot of problems at launch, and obviously there's a lot of mods that exist for it. And if you enjoy the open-ended, yeah, I can go to this planet, I can go to that planet, I can customize my ship, I can do whatever I want to, then sure, that's fine. For me, there was nothing that made me want to play it, you know? Diana, for some reason, reminds me of Madame Savvy. No, don't even. Madame Savvy is a complete degen. She'd tell you that herself. This is supposed to be wholesome. No. Oh my god. Yeah. Susano, that's exactly where I'm at. I don't understand the whole lolly thing. I want nothing to do with it, but I don't see that in this character, right? Looks like a younger version of Mael from Expedition. Well, here's the thing, guys. It looks like that, but people have also been saying she looks too mature. She looks like an adult. She looks sexualized because they try. She's also an android. You're gonna kind of get that uncanny valley because she's not a human child. She is an android. You know. Yeah, it's a sandbox game. Exactly. So if you can enjoy the sandbox for what it is, then I could totally see that. Yeah. So. This was a Kotaku article. It says fans accuse Capcom's Twitch badge for Pragmata of referencing a pedo meme. Now, what they were talking about is the fact that Twitch and Capcom, because you know they do these. Oh my god, have you guys seen this shit that Twitch does now? Okay, so Twitch does Twitch drops, right? She's a kid, right? But she's also an Android kid, so it's they called it babysitting simulator. Yeah. She's Newt to your Mel Ripley. There you go. Exactly. So the thing about it is Twitch has done this thing now where to get your drops from watching viewers, to get your items, you have to be watching a channel that you're subscribed to, that you pay a membership to, like a YouTube membership, right? So a subscribed channel on Twitch. You can't even get like free Twitch drops anymore. I think it has to be a game that your paid Twitch channels that you're paying for are currently streaming. Maybe there's still some free drops, but I don't know. But they've been working with a lot of the big games, big like Capcom and all that, to where now you can get like a custom game badge or you know, studio badge or a streamer badge to put on your Twitch profile, right? To put on your name in people's chats. So they made one for this game, and it turns out it was a crying emoji of Diana, the little android girl. And supposedly, where the controversy comes in,
WOODCHIPPERRRRRRRRRR, these mother effers. Oh wait, calling them that they might actually like it.
No, they wouldn't. They're not mother effers. They're kitty diddlers. Mothers are too old for them. See, exactly. Hey, thank you for the 5, Smeg. Appreciate you, buddy. So she's a younger Ellie Fanning from Predator Badlands. Kind of, yeah, exactly. For a boy bot and a woman protagonist, we'd likely hear the reverse. Dude, if it was a younger male android and a, let's say, attractive mid-40s, late 30s woman as the lead, you can guarantee that there would be infinite numbers of fan art of the two of them in compromising situations, and not one media outlet would make a single peep about it. But because you have a dad character, young girl, and there's a few people online who make some weird fan art of it, they basically try to like paint the entire problem as, oh, well, they knew what they were doing. And I'm not saying that Kotaku or other outlets like this are necessarily saying that the character herself is a problem. In fact, I read an article on my video from The Gamer where the guy who wrote the article said she's not sexualized at all. It's like, okay, at least there's somebody at The Gamer who's rational, right? The RRR kind of sounded like that, Melanie Mac. Yeah. So that's been kind of like where the problem stemmed from. And then they're like, well, then you guys, Twitch and Capcom worked together to make this crying girl emote, which apparently has ties to lolicon and child fetishization of, I don't understand, guys. Apparently it's a thing. I've never in my life understood that the crying girl emoji apparently is lolly adjacent. It's just a crying emoji. There's millions of Twitch streamers who have like a little crying face emoji. I don't understand. Yeah. Last of Us similarities, exactly. So that's been the big controversy. you had the people saying that she was too mature, she was too sexualized, and then you had people saying, well, now you got this Twitch badge, and they're just leaning into it. They're trying to court all these sick weirdos, right? No worries, dude. Go get your crazy back. Only the U.S. cries about it, the rest of the world wouldn't care. I honestly, I think that's pretty much a lot of the time what happens. Or you have a few weirdos online, and it's not always people in the U.S. A lot of times the weirdest like hot takes come from accounts based out of like Africa or Nigeria or Zimbabwe or some West Asian, whatever. And it'll be somebody who's just farming engagement, and it'll gain traction, but it's just some random account with 2,000 followers in the middle of nowhere, and everyone else on the West side of things reacts to it, Like how the rare peeps are all mid-century Germans. Yeah, exactly. So, one seemingly based article, and I haven't read it, from Kotaku, from Kenneth Shepard. Kenneth Shepard, who is, if I remember correctly, Kenneth Shepard, the man, the legend, the one who's on prep for Leon Kennedy to come ramrod him, the one who thinks that Bowser and Luigi need to hook up and just be bisexual or gay, the one who thought that Star Fox makes him want to be a furry, that same Kenneth Shepard wrote an article saying, Pragmata is not a sad dad game, it's a game that loves fatherhood, and that rules. I'm like, based, Kenneth? You have one win in your entire career, but hey, cool. If you're a parent or get this, have a normal brain, you don't automatically view this young girl bottoms back in a sexual way. Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy notion, right? Most Misandrous posts comes from third world users who think that their local issues are actually global ones, and liberal women parrot it because they're just plain retarded. I mean, H. Brown, the thing is, I'm worried that I'm going to get down into the lower part of the article and get baited, right? And I don't want to be baited, especially not by Kenneth Shepard at all.
It's all about appeasing the maps, PDFs, etc. Making transmissions normalized was the start of this crap. They need the WOODCHIPPERRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRR
because I don't want to play the Melanie Mac clip again, we'll give you this other one.
All right, guys. Here comes the shower of support. All right, let's continue. Here we go. Okay, folks, welcome back.
Welcome back, folks. This is the dude who wanted to fuck Bowser and Leon. Yeah. Golden Shower. Exactly. So we're gonna see. I played Pragmata demo and it's a fun gameplay experience, but to think Reddit is definitely gonna make gross art. Yeah, for real. They're always going to. But what I don't understand is when you know that 0.001% of the internet's gonna make something wholesome gross, why is it something that makes everyone freak out? Then Twitch and Capcom make an emote or a badge that's the crying emote, and everyone's like, oh my god, they're just leaning into the pedophilia. It's like, come on, guys. Give me a break. All right, so here we go. Capcom sci-fi shooter weaves taking care of Dinah's heart and soul into its gameplay just as much as protecting her. I mean, so far so good. I'm never gonna forgive Kenneth for his horrible, awful, terrible takes on everything else under the sun. But let's see what he's got here. In my review, I called Capcom's new puzzle shooter Pragmata a dad game for fathers who actually like their kids. In the time that review was published, however, I've seen some discuss the game as if its central relationship places it squarely in the lineage of certain dad games from 10 and 15 years ago, rather than in response to them. New York Times review, for instance, calls it a sad dad game, likening it to The Last of Us and Bioshock Infinite, but I fundamentally disagree with that reading. On the contrary, I think Pragmata reads like it was made by people who think that fatherhood rules, actually, and that getting to provide a young mind with insight, fun, and dreams. I think this is where we're going. Is DSP still around? He is still around. Yes, actually, he's still kicking. You can't kill a roach, you know? Okay. Filling their minds with insight, fun, and dreams, right? It's a meaningful thing that enriches a person's life rather than the burden forced onto them. Yeah, this is where he's gonna get it, dude. All right, it's a viewpoint which comes from a number of ways, not least of which is the fact that dad things could become a core part of what you do in the game, in between shooting and hacking your way through a space station, rather than acting gruff reluctantly to take on the role as many of his video game forebears have done. Hugh embraces it. Compared to most dad games, Hugh and Diana's relationship is pretty much drama-free. There's no point at which Diana runs away on her own, believing she can get by without Hugh's protection, and the Space Marine never once treats the childlike android as an annoyance or a burden. He's kind of a natural, actually. Diana's bubbly and curious, and rather than groaning as she rattles on about her latest hyperfixation, he smiles, nods, and asks her to chat more. Nurturing that curiosity and excitement is literally a gameplay mechanic in Pragmata, and while you may roll your eyes at how gamey it feels, I found it really endearing. I mean, I could honestly interpret the way he's saying it to be like he just wants to fill some little kid's mind with his own whatever, but it's not the worst worded article I've read, you know? DSP will outlive humanity itself and will complain about the cockroaches among the rubble for not contributing. In real life, I'd find a robot child hella creepy, yeah. Of course, it's a VTuber. I mean, yeah, let me see. What's the video clip here? The Pragmata child has dealt lethal damage to my heart.
Can I give you something?
Sure.
You? Thanks for talking to me all
Wait,
the
she's
time. Ta-da!
I'm gonna die.
Supposed to be when we first boarded the tram?
Uh-huh.
She's making drawing weird in your fridge.
Look at that.
You know, my entire problem with this, it's a video game in my real life. My entire problem with this and these streamers and everyone writing these articles talking about it going, oh my God, she's so cute. This is so amazing. Makes me want to be a dad. They made her cute. Yeah. The problem is that every single one of these people, I would say at least 50% of them is a person who'd be like, God, I don't want to have kids. That's so gross. Then I couldn't travel and I couldn't do my food blog and I couldn't do my IRL stream from Coachella and I couldn't do this. And then it's like, yeah, these people, they want to make it be like, oh my God, he makes parenthood seem so cute and wonderful. And there's plenty of good moments in parenthood too, but there's also a lot of really shitty moments. And unfortunately, these people are looking at it going, oh, this is so great. It's amazing. And then in real life, they're not having kids. They're not getting married. They're not, you know, there's no desire to actually have a family, even though they feel that in these games when they play these games, right? Seems to go into some tangent that real life dads are worse compared to this game's character. You might be onto something there. You might. I can't find a woman who's insufferable. Yeah, that's pretty much the common problem, dude. Self-focused and centered like daddy issues and so forth. Yeah, lots of things come to mind because of that. Most of liberal women after 35, right? Fair enough that the VTubers sounded wholesome and not weird. I take it back. Not all VTubers are weird, but there are a lot of them. All right. One of the major collectibles in Pragmata are Red Earth memories. These are holograms that form into tangible items at Hugh and Diana's home base. There are multiple sets, each ultimately building a room for Diana to play in with props like crayons to color or with, or a slide to ride. Diana has always lived on a space station and has no memories of playing with children's toys, so Hugh is giving her something she's never experienced and looks forward to a future in which she can give her more of these moments after they escape back to Earth. Nearly every time you go back to the pair's shelter, Diana's ready to yap Hugh's ear off about whatever's on her mind, whether that be what they've been up to recently or a question she has about life on Earth. She has an innate naivety about her because she's basically been raised in a box and doesn't understand that bad things happen and that someone could betray her or hurt the ones she cares about. She's an innocent, untainted by cynicism and teen angst, and Pragmata makes protecting that happy-go-lucky attitude one of its primary directives. Getting Diana out alive isn't enough. That feisty spirit is just as much worth defending, whether it's by shooting a robot with bullets or by sticking the drawing she brings to you after that you get through portions of the game on a wall so she feels like the next Pablo Picasso. I feel like this is him. Maybe when he came out to his dad rejected him. I kind of feel like maybe this is him idealizing that he, you know, the father he never had kind of thing. A lot of dad games make their child figures either relatively passive observers of the player's actions or magic support characters who throw something helpful into a fight at random moments or when you specifically prompt them to. Pragmata may not get into the same kinds of complicated nuance that games like Last of Us and God of War do, thank God. But I appreciate that Hugh wants to spare Diana the kind of angst and suffering that characters like Ellie and Atreus experience, preserving her childlike whimsy for as long as possible. Hugh is gunning for Dad of the Year. He's at least the best dad on the moon. I'm surprised he didn't say he wants to fuck Hugh. Like, just looks like Bioshock. You play a big daddy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything about the Hail Mary movie. I got no idea. I know nothing about the Hail Mary movie. I haven't even bothered to look into it. Why are they trying to ruin our fun? That's a great question. Great question. People with an anime avatar throw me off. Yeah, I could see that. Hey, Sam Fisher. Chat's not auto-scrolling anymore. Is it not? Okay, it looks like it is. I don't know how long it was frozen, but it looks like it should be. All right. So I mean, you know, maybe there was a little bit of projection in there, longing for a different life experience, a different dad or whatnot. But hey, I mean, at least not a terribly written article from a guy who's had some real bangers. If you know Kenneth Shepard, like I said, this is the dude that thinks that Bowser and Luigi just need to bang it out. So how can he be a dad to an android? I don't know. I mean, did you guys ever watch that movie? Oh my God. What was that movie back from like the 90s? They made like 3 or 4 movies about the android kid. Oh my God. I'm going to think about it after the stream's over. It's not an issue with the stream. Oh, I have no idea. No, not Terminator. No, it was like this guy made his son, but he's an android. And then like in the second or third movie, I think he makes a female android and calls her like Roberta or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think of it, guys. I can't remember what the name of it was. I'll know when I see it. No, not Mega Man. It was real actors. It wasn't an animated film. But yeah, that was the one I was thinking of though. No, it wasn't a TV show. It was a movie. It was like 2 or 3 movies. All right, so Marshall Bohemond says, new game comes out, story of a man who adopts and protects a young girl. Very clearly a father-daughter bonding story, themes of found family and defending innocence. Very weird people on X call it a pedo game and call the girl pedo bait. Fatherless behavior levels are off the chart. Pretty much. Josh, animator here, says, I hope Pragmata sells 40 million copies just so these internet porn-brained retards that hate children and families and want unlimited pre- and post-birth abortions have aneurysms. Called Small Wonder, which has an android girl. That doesn't sound... I mean, maybe that's it, but it doesn't sound right. Brady Bunch. Oh, my God. Which game flopped? Pragmata? No, I don't think so. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to try to figure out what the movie is right now. I'm going to get way too derailed. I get it as a dad why one would, more so if he lost his own kid, don't want to go dark and don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't... You guys got to stop guessing because I'm not going to remember the name of the movie. I haven't watched it since I was like maybe 8. So let me see what else we got here. Oh yeah, this is that scene from Diana here with the drawing. And again, I think stuff like that's cute. Do I find it funny that so many people that are like childless who never want to have kids are reacting so like emotionally to this kind of stuff? Yeah, because I still have drawings that my kid made, my oldest kid who's now 13, that he made when he was like 2.5, 3 or whatever. We've got boxes full of drawings and pictures and stuff. And you know, it's like a comic book or a coloring book picture that he colored, like scribbled in half of it, right? When he was like 3. And I've still got stuff like that. Could have been a Mega Man game if they changed the art style a little bit. Yeah. It's not Short Circuit, although Short Circuit 1 and 2 were both awesome. Oh, also, not Short Circuit, but batteries not included. Now, that's going back to like the 80s, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if Spielberg had any connection to batteries not included. I think he might have. It was making people food getting dunked on. People getting dunked on, not really. It was more about like the article itself. I wasn't sure what the article was going to be like. Let me see. I think it's Home Alone. Oh my God. Batteries Not Included was a crap movie? What? I mean, I haven't watched it since I was like a kid, but come on. It was bad? No way. Pragmata is just an op to convince people to be parents. Consider that almost every piece of media you've ever consumed produced in the past 60 years was designed to discourage you from being a parent. You see one piece of media that doesn't make parenthood look like a nightmare and it shocks you. Something to ponder. That's actually a really good point. Very interesting point. For people who think it's an op. And yeah, and then you got the people who are saying that it looks like a PDF's idea of a child. Movie must be terrible? No, it just wasn't one that I can recall. I don't know. What's worse, Stellar Blade or Pragmata? Those games are the opposite. Yeah, libs cry about it. Yeah, I mean, ironically, I mean, the media is not attacking this game, which makes me wonder what's wrong with it, you know? when you got the media saying it's a heartfelt story, a good dad story, and you got gamers enjoying it, and it's got, like, you know, good reviews and high scores, you got to wonder what's wrong with the game, right? It's crazy. It's made specifically for women. Oh my God. Okay. All right. I was gonna guess Short Circuit as a joke, but I think it was probably the Disney movie Almost Human. Not Quite Human. Maybe that was it. You knew nothing about this nonsense till my video before. Susano, I've been paying attention the last couple of days to, like, the weird freaks reacting to this stuff, calling it a PDF bait game. But, like, the actual people freaking out over the emote thing on Twitch is crazy. You know? It's just nuts. Chip it, the Android boy? No, that's not it. I don't think. All right. Let me see. Allow me to summarize the Pragmata controversy for people who can't read. You have the Western Dad Simulator. It's like, oh, it's so great. And then you've got the Dad Simulator from Japan, and people are freaking out. Yeah, exactly. All right. Moving on. Maybe Pragmata will get Melanie Mac to commit to pregnancy. Melanie Mac would have to marry a heterosexual and have sex with a man to get pregnant. Would you be surprised at this point if they did that, though? I mean, not really. Nothing surprises me anymore, unfortunately. It just is what it is. Gamers are not allowed to sit on the sideline and enjoy their lives. They must be engaged in current... Yeah, you have to be engaged in every current thing. Like, talk about the current thing, be obsessed with the current thing. Spend your time, instead of playing video games, being, you know, educating yourself on what the current thing is and what the right viewpoint is. Exactly. That's exactly it. So, let me see. Who's your daddy? Triggered. She cries because she doesn't know. You think it's not quite human? All right, hang on. We're gonna pause. We're gonna pause before we talk about Fairgames. Not quite human. That's it. You guys nailed it. You guys freaking nailed it. You got it. Not quite human. Oh my God, is that Alan Thicke? Who is that? Who's the dad? Alan Thicke was the dad. Yep. Nailed it. 1986. Guys, I was born in 1986. Okay. This is why I couldn't remember the name of the movie. Oh, it's got a terrible Rotten Tomatoes score. But you also have to remember, Rotten Tomatoes wasn't a thing in 1987. So a lot of times people will go back and they'll look at an old movie and then they'll watch it and go, this is shit, right? But they're not thinking about this is an 80s movie. This is made on like a $20 budget. They're judging it as if it's like a modern, current movie, you know? I meant old. Yes. Guys, I grew up, I was born in 86, but I grew up on movies that were black and white, musicals, 1970s films. One of the best movies I remember watching on repeat as a kid was called Seems Like Old Times. It was a 1970s movie with Chevy Chase and Charles Grodin and Shelley Long. It might have been early 80s, but I'm pretty sure it was 70s, right? You thought old as I haven't watched a children's movie or a movie like this in 10 years. It's been more like 30 years. Now, stream chat's not rolling down. Like Ex Machina. Yeah, no. Give me good news. Fairgames better be coming out. Okay, Smeg, I don't know. Have you not been paying attention to the news around this game? It's not only still potentially a thing, but it's also pivoting towards being an extraction shooter, which I don't understand how this is news. I know Vera made a couple videos on it. I saw Cage shared on Discord a couple of videos from Smash and from Vera about this. I always thought, but it had a robot girl. Well, the third Almost Human movie is the one that has the android girl in it too. But I do live on the other side of the world. Live on those. Yeah. So, extraction shooter's the new meta. I don't think these people know what meta actually means at this point, guys. So, what I don't understand is my understanding from the get-go was that Fairgames was going to be an extraction shooter, right? I mean, I'd be excited if this game gets canceled because I've been telling everybody, I've been telling Smeg for like the last year, Fairgames is dead. Fairgames is toast. No way. Sony's gonna pull the plug, right? But I mean, there's finally something to talk about, some news. I think it came from Insider Gaming first. It says Fairgames reportedly adds an extraction shooter mode as Sony continues the live service push. I thought it was an extraction shooter to begin with. All right, Mahendra, take it easy. I imagine it's pivoting from being Payday-like to being more typical extraction shooter. I think you said that on Discord, but I never assumed it was going to be like Payday.
F yeah, fair game dollar got Y is still in play.
It can't be game of the year. It cannot be game of the year if if Ex Voto is also this year, right? If Fair Games comes out in 2026 and goes up against Ex Voto wins.
Absolutely not.
Killed it, Cajun with the 5 gifted memberships. Holy crap, dude.
I have to be liked.
Hey, I hope you are doing well, my guy. Thank you so much, man. Fair game Dala. Yes. Kilted, how the hell you been, man? One of these days, I'm going to get you back on the stream. We'll do some shit together. I just, in the last year, haven't had time to even think about it, but appreciate the hell out of you, dude. Always enjoy seeing you. Ex Voto is going to be game of the year. Dude, Ex Voto rocks, man. Ex Voto is my favorite game of all time. Not even going to lie. But thank you for the 2 Smeg and Kilted. Again, thank you for the 5 gifted, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, so Fair Games apparently is pivoting from what I thought it was originally going to be to what it turns out it is going to be anyways. Saying Sony's upcoming heist game from Haven Interactive Studios reportedly includes a cargo heist extraction mode. The free-to-play title faces a challenging development history but could pop off. This is another part. This is another part of this that apparently is a pivot, as I understand it. The game was not originally going to be free to play, but that's, again, all rumor and conjecture at this point. It was last century old. What are we talking about? Yeah, free to play. I mean, honestly, here's the thing. Let's talk about this a second. People have said before that the only thing Marathon can do to save the game is go free to play. I disagree. I don't think the price tag on Marathon is keeping people away. I think it's the fact that people don't want to play the game, right? Making the game free to play isn't going to fix anything. So launching a game like this free to play, a game that has no momentum, a game that nobody wants, a game that people have ridiculed and mocked and destroyed, it's going to follow the exact same trajectory as Concord, as High Guard, as every other extraction shooter like that Cube, Save Us extraction shooter, that nobody wanted to play them for free. All right. Yeah, I saw you were streaming Windrose, weren't you, the other day, or was that tonight? Dude, Windrose looks like fun. I don't want to buy it yet because I still haven't finished Valheim. And I just picked up Road to Vostok, and I've got other games to play, but Windrose looks like a lot of fun. The demo was a lot of fun. It'd be funny if someone gives Marathon Game of the Year. It probably will get Game of the Year, dude. If you think about the fact, how many times Marathon has had a positive article written about it, about how more people need to try it, more players, more this, more that. It's such a great game. The best, people talking about how it's like got them by the balls and shit. Marathon will probably win Game of the Year. I have no doubt about that because that's what the media wants, Oh, I'm telling you, Kilted's probably going to give it a 9. Free to play won't save Marathon. It's the gameplay loop and lack of interest. It's the fact that nobody wants to look at it. Think about the number one critique with Marathon. People say, well, it's because it's too sweaty. It's a hardcore extraction FPS. No. People don't want to play it because it's ugly. It's hideous.
All you haters will be eating crow when it is got Y. Lol, imagine this game actually gets made, let alone got Y. Stranger shite has happened though.
Game of the Year. Oh my god. Dude, it won't get, I know that it's a meme at this point, Smeg, and thank you for the 5, buddy. Appreciate you. I know it's a meme, but it won't get Game of the Year. I'm still convinced that Fair Games isn't even going to come out ever. Your chats are relegated to all chat. Well, I keep live chat on. In fact, I haven't seen Equilibrium for about a week, but in making sure all the time that I've always got live chat on instead of top chat, because otherwise you're not going to see shit. Yeah, 8 or 9 for sure. I knew it. I knew you were having fun with that one. Graveyard Keeper 2. That's one that I haven't even paid attention to, but I know a lot of people were excited. Game of the Year is coming. You can't change the truth. No. Hey, I will vote it. I will vote for Xvoto in every Game of the Year category that I possibly can. Every media outlet that does a Game of the Year, I will vote for Xvoto. Only because of the meme factor there. I had so much fun with Xvoto shitting on that game. Well, Kilted, I'm sure you've played Valheim, right? Because for me, it definitely scratches the Valheim itch without being as intricate. I think Valheim as a crafting survival game is better, but I think what's satisfying from what I played about with the demo from Windrose is the fact that it's not as cumbersome and intensive, you know? Hey, Empress, how are you doing? Oh boy, well, we watched the Metro trailer. We watched Video Game Donkey playing Mouse PI for Hire. We talked about that Pragmata stuff with the little girl Diana. Kotaku not having a terrible article from The Complete Freak. I mean, the dude Kenneth Shepard is the one that actually wrote the article, and it was not bad. Let me see. Can we give Concord game? Concord gets game style of the year, of the decade. You know, because everything's Souls-like, rogue-like, ARPG, JRPG, open world, blah, 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 right? Survival crafting. Concord-like needs to be the game type of the decade, if not the century. Valheim didn't do it for you, huh? Well, I mean, I could see that Windrose has a different approach than Valheim. It moves way faster. Valheim, I think, is closer to more like an Ark kind of gameplay pace, at least from my personal experience playing both. Whereas Windrose, it's easier to get going faster, you know. I'm kind of saying that because almost every game has dropped from most chatter already. Yeah. Concord is so good, it spawned so many sequels, right? Razzie Awards for video games. I know that Side Scrollers has done that with some of their award categories. I know that Jay Viper does his own little award show and stuff. There's honestly, there needs to be something for that. Maybe the Side Scrollers, if they do the Game Awards again this year, they'll have a special category for like especially bad games. Windrose is brutal. Early game compared to Valheim though, because Valheim, I feel like the early game's way worse. Like Windrose, I got the hang of pretty fast. You see, Empress, but I love crafting survival games, so for me, it's right up my alley, you know? 100%. Who would get Concord Award of the Year? Oh my god. Highguard. Highguard for sure. Right now is the primary contender. Unless Fairgames got canceled. If Fairgames was scrapped, like, before it even released, that would be worse than Highguard, in my personal opinion. Survival games are just a no. Fair enough. Yeah, Windrose is fun. Susano, I would say check out the demo. And if you like crafting survival games, it probably is going to be a good one for you, especially if you like the pirate type games. It's got a lot of different things going for it. So for me, it scratches a lot of different itches. Here we go. So it says, while not a full extraction shooter like Marathon or Arc Raiders, the mode would see teams locate a vault code, break into a safe, gather cash for upgrades, secure valuable cargo, and successfully extract via a getaway driver. This hybrid approach could allow, I'm so blind I can't read apparently, could allow Fairgames to blend its core heist fantasy with the high stakes tension that has made the extraction genre popular without fully committing to the format. The game is expected to launch as a free-to-play title, which could help it compete in a crowded space where player acquisition is critical. Critical is putting it so mildly. Fairgames has faced a turbulent development cycle. Reports of rocky playtests and internal issues have circulated for some time, and the departure of studio founder Jade Raymond last year added to concerns about the project's stability. Despite these hurdles, Sony has continued... What is it about this game that Sony has decided to continuously, like... They've let it live way longer than they should have, right? They should have killed it off long before this. Your crew sings while sailing. Dude, that was one of the most like incredible things about playing Black Flag for the first time. Collecting those sea shanties, you get out on the ocean and you're sailing and you just hear those it's great. There's such a wonderful vibe there. Windrose is brutal because you're so dependent on gear and you start at a low level and leveling can only be done by exploration. Oh, okay, fair enough. I could see that. They did kill games with better premises. I don't understand what about Fairgames, like who slept with who and who's got like the dirt on somebody, who knows where the bodies are buried, right? I mean the freaking founder of the studio left and the game's not even out yet. They don't even have a game. Fairgames is their debut title. Despite these hurdles, Sony's continued to invest in the game, viewing it as a part of its broader strategy to build a diverse live service lineup alongside successes like Helldivers 2 and the more recent Marathon. All right, guys, I want to show you something since they brought up Marathon already. We all know, we know the meme, right? If you follow any of us on Twitter, if you watch any of our videos, this is a bit of a meme, right? Marathon's steady, perpetual decline. Now, it's not just Marathon, right? It's not just Marathon. It is every live service extraction game at this point, particularly when you look at, like, for example, what's here in the top? It should be up here. Where is it at? Popular releases. We'll just search for Arc Raiders. We'll do it the easy way. Arc Raiders, right? Arc Raiders, a game that refused to drop below about 200,000 players 3 months ago. Its lows were still in the high 190,000s, 200,000s here. Lack of content. Other games come out. The game's been out for about, 5 months, almost 6 months now. And it's slowly dipping down to where it's like, okay, well, the studio made a shitload of money. They've got a movie or a TV show coming out or something like that. They are going to have a big map coming out soon. They'll probably get back up to a couple 100,000 concurrent players. You'll see people come back. But at this point now, most of us, myself included, I loved Arc Raiders. Great game, awesome, a lot of fun, playing solo, playing with randoms. I had a great time. But there's just, unfortunately, not enough time in the world to continuously play one game over and over again. If you compare this to games like Hunt Showdown, a game that we were just talking about the other day, that at one point had more players concurrently than Marathon. I mean, look at this shit. Hang on a second. And Hunt has had a lot of issues. Hunt Showdown has a higher concurrent player peak, 24-hour peak, than Marathon. Okay? Think about that. Now, there's not a lot of games. I mean, there's not a lot of players. Clearly, these games are all down. Look at the situation here. Where is this at? Go back to Hunt. This game's peak was only 60,000 almost 2 years ago, right? And they're still managing to keep 32,000 people happy. I mean, that's pretty impressive, especially for a game that doesn't have glowing reviews. It had 269,000 reviews. That's a lot of copies sold. That is a lot of copies sold. Been buying a lot on GOG. I need to get back on GOG and actually shop on there. When you lose all your gear you had on a character, when it dies, it's going to cause some people to drop out. I know we've earned it, but I think most people understand that as part of the extraction shooter experience. It's why extraction shooters are a niche genre, right? Not everybody wants to play a game where you die, you lose all of your stuff. Oh my God. So here's the thing. I picked up Road to Vostok. I told you guys that earlier. So it's a single player PvE, no co-op. It's an extraction shooter, but it's a little bit different because it's treated like a permadeath roguelike type thing, except you can do it where you have other characters. If your character dies, you can have another character spawn back at your cabin, but you spawn back with nothing. So if you put your stuff in your storage, I guess, and then you die, your next character can use it, but you're essentially starting from scratch. It's still an extraction shooter, right? It doesn't appeal to everybody. It does not appeal to everybody. So... well, I don't know if calling, like, for example, Road to Vostok is not really a roguelike, but it's, I guess, given the fact that you don't have this where it's not a permadeath situation, you know. Does GOG have Parasite Eve? That's a good question. I need to look at GOG's actual inventory, see what they have. Hear about some small group of Concord fans trying to revive Concord and making it playable. Yeah, I saw something about that. I've seen something about that. And honestly, with the whole stop killing games thing, they should be able to bring it back if they want to host it privately. That absolutely should happen, you know, especially for people who bought the game. Morbid Metal's another one I plan to pick up. But if I buy it, I'm just going to buy it because it's on sale and I'm never going to get around to playing it, you know. Fact that extraction shooters don't appeal to everybody is what makes me wonder what they're doing. It's chasing a trend that only appeals to a small percentage of people. I don't know. I don't get it. You know, if you don't spend it. Okay, so Road to Vostok was made by one dude in Finland who has made more money than he needs to continue the game for years to come. And he only sold, I'm guessing, like, I don't know, 20,000 copies. And that's enough because his budget was so small, it didn't matter. Marathon had a budget of any traditional AAA or quadruple A game, but they're not making AAA money on it. So what truly were they thinking, you know? Doesn't matter if they know it, that it's part of it or not. It will cause friction and make it easier to drop the game after a while. Yeah, and well, sure. So my point entirely about like all these other extraction shooters is that you're going to have some initial success like any game, but most live service games, look at freaking First Descendant, guys. First Descendant. My God, you want to talk about an amazing failure, okay? First Descendant at one point had 250,000 people playing it. Now it's got 4,000. Not an extraction shooter, but live service. Again, I think as much as I will defend live service, given the fact that people don't think about whether or not a game's live service, a lot of times they just turn game on and turn brain off and play. Look at Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2, 1.12 million reviews on Steam. This game sold millions of copies. Millions of copies. And it had 41,000 people playing it concurrently at one point. So this is part of that Sony live service roadmap is Marathon, it's Helldivers 2, it's Fairgames, it's same issue with Delta Force. Yeah. It's just crazy because you're chasing these trends and you're really, really hoping, and again, at least Helldivers 2 again was a $40 game. Marathon's a $40 game. They're getting money up front for the game, which is good, rather than trying to nickel and dime them with free-to-play games. Making Fairgames free-to-play, you've literally set yourself up to have another high guard. I cannot understand why they would do that, you know? Never touched First Sins after I tried it once. Neither's really my genres. Yeah, I mean, Helldivers 2 is funny. People get a lot of enjoyment out of it. First Descendant, I was like, I'd rather just play Warframe. Yeah, the characters are sexy and that's cool, but I'd rather just play Warframe, you know? So. First Descendant had a boring gameplay loop. All the fan service in the world couldn't save that game. That's been my take on it since day one. I'm like, all right, so the voice acting for the English voice acting is really lame. The story is not very interesting. And the gameplay is fine. It wasn't better gameplay than Warframe, though. So they're chasing the trend without knowing why some of these trends worked for some specific games. Yes. Oh, yes. High guard. I got to say, high guard. Yes. It's not really good for the studios because they can't earn. It's not good for players because it means budget games get more focus. Yeah, it's really funny because the Windrose guys in that article that I was using for my video a couple days ago said that they specifically didn't think that one model was better than the other, whether you charge upfront or you do like live service free to play. I'm like, dude, come on. Having people actually spend money up front for your game is always going to be better, at least from a consumer perspective, because you earn loyalty and trust when people spend the money on the game. They tell people how great the game is, and that encourages other people to actually buy the game. Your friend might tell you, hey, this game's really fun and it's free to play, you should give it a try. And your friend might be like, oh, okay, I'll give it a try. But they're not likely to always be that person who's going to spend 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks on microtransactions. They might just be okay with whatever the game comes with for free, you know? I play Apex Legends with my kids up until like a month ago when they got bored with it, and I don't give them a dime. And I've got tons of skins unlocked in my account, tons of shit from just playing the game. I have no desire to spend any money on Apex. I have zero desire whatsoever. So free to play to me it is just a worse format, you know? No worries, Susanna. We'll be here for a while still. All right, it says, let's see here. Fairgames will face stiff competition from upcoming heist-focused titles, most notably Den of Wolves. Den of Wolves, I thought there was some controversy around. I don't know if that game is still in limbo or not. If both games launch in a similar time frame, players will have multiple modern takes on the heist genre to choose from. Also, Den of Wolves is made by the guys who did GTFO, so I think that's probably going to have more success than Fairgames, if we're being honest about that. The inclusion of a cargo heist extraction mode could give Fairgames an edge for fans who enjoy the tension of extraction shooters, but want more structured objectives and narrative flavor. I don't understand. What is Fairgames going to be if it's not just an extraction mode? Like what other... Is it going to have like a battle royale? Is it going to have like... what was it? The Warzone mode that where you try to collect the most cash? I think it was just called Heist or some sort of bank term, right? Windrose was an MMO and free-to-play. Yes, exactly. Called Crosswind. They listened to their audience and changed it, and now look what happened. That's what I'm saying. Plunder mode. Thank you, Avern. And Plunder. And I never really liked Plunder mode. I always preferred just doing BR or like PvP. Like 5v5 small maps, like, you know, cargo container map or whatever it was called. I wasn't a fan of Plunder back when I actually used to play. It's DOA and they're scrambling to make something. Yeah. Yeah, Plunder mode. Plunder was all right. I played Neverwinter for years without dropping a single cent and amassed enough by playing to start and run one of the most prominent guilds in the game for a couple of years. Exactly. Does Pragmata have millennial writing? You know, I haven't seen anybody sharing any cringy clips out of it, so probably not. Fairgames will flop so hard, it'll be glorious. I'll be here for it, man. I'll be here. If they release the game, I'll play it, especially being free to play. You know I'll play it. Let me see here. Sony's live service track record remains mixed. While Helldivers 2 became a major hit and Marathon has received positive, guys, I'm just combining words at this point. I'm so tired. Has received positive critical feedback despite softer player numbers. Okay, this is why I told you guys. Oh, Smeg, Skull and Bones. You want to see Skull and Bones? You want to see? Literally, this game is living up to its name. Now, before I show you, keep in mind that this game launched initially on the Ubisoft Store launcher, and they don't share numbers, okay? So take this for what it is. The game didn't launch on Steam. It launched on the Ubisoft launcher. But on Steam, the peak, 219. Players, 127. The peak has been consistently... So 3 months ago, there was an update... like 2 months ago, there was an update, month and a half ago, where they got 1,183 players for the peak. Before that, just dead. Just beyond dead. Decided to pay for a dedicated server for me and some real-life friends. Damn, dude, you're really loving that. That's crazy. Skullgirls second encore. I don't know what that is, man. I just go to the charts. I don't look... And guys, this game cost $650 to $850 million reported. Okay, that's what the estimation was from insiders. And the crazy thing about that is that cost only increases the longer they keep the servers going. You guys realize that, right? It wasn't just the initial development cost, marketing, all the initial, like everything they put into this game. The longer they keep this game going, they're going to just keep spending money that they don't have, you know? Minor number issues with that article, but related to what we were on about if you want the link. I don't know if you can share a link on here or not. It might zap it. Yeah, reported allegedly, but that's just been the number that's been out there. Let's say it's closer to like the Marathon budget of 400 million after marketing and everything else, right? It's still going to cost millions to keep it going every year. It still costs millions just to keep the servers going, just to keep the staff employed. Just, I mean, it's, it'd be through Steam. Oh, okay. Yeah, hang on a sec. Let me pull that up. If you want to send me the link, go ahead. I got to remember how to actually pull up the Steam chat thing. I have an account alert. Oh, my beta test for Vindictus Defying Fate. I got revoked. I guess I could talk about that at some point, although there's not really much to talk about from the playtest that I played, guys, to be honest. New survey shows how video game developers are looking to leave the industry because of its instability and mass layoffs. Damn. Let's pull that up. You are leaving Steam. I know. It's okay. Oh yeah, WCCF Tech. Here we go. What does this say? New survey shows how a near majority of game developers are looking to leave the industry due to mass layoffs and instability. I'm in beta test. It'll come back positive. Oh my god. No. So I was playing the Vindictus Defying Fate playtest. Oh my god, guys. So I don't know why I got invited in the playtest. There are YouTubers and Twitch streamers that have like hundreds of thousands of followers and subscribers and shit on there. And I'm like sitting here like, oh, that guy has me blocked on Twitter. That guy's got me blocked on Twitter. But as far as like playtests go, the combat for Vindictus Defying Fate was a lot better this time around. They put it in like a skill tree and stuff. It's not very advanced. My biggest problem is the characters. The 3 characters you can play all look good. They said there was going to be a character customizer and there wasn't. And then the 4th character is like the big black guy who uses a pillar as a weapon, and I'm like, that is the most retarded idea for a weapon. So I don't know. I'm going to try to give them some feedback, but I just... the GDC bit is correct. I don't like one of the other sources used. It is, Stray Cell. And I played the demo. I played the demo a couple years ago, last year or whatever, but the actual playtest that I was invited to did play better. The combat was better, but it was really weird. They actually zapped, they got rid of all of the NPCs in town. So there was like no actual NPCs. Smeg, I don't know why it's not. Oh, there it is.
Liked?
Dude,
Absolutely
my Streamlabs is super far behind. Holy crap,
do I need
dude.
to be liked? Absolutely not.
Yo, you got
like
tilted. Hell yeah, man.
I enjoy being liked. I have
dude,
to be
Smeg
liked.
with the 5 gifties. Appreciate the hell out of you, dude. All right. For that, let me see what else I got. What else have I got? Oh, here's a go. Here's a go in for Smeg here.
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker? I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not. I like to be liked. I enjoy being liked.
19 months, damn, dude.
It's because my country isn't real.
It is because your country isn't real. You and your fake country and your fake money. Dude, that's one of my favorite clips of all time. I'm not even kidding. I love it so much. Dude, 19 months and the 5 gifted. Thanks so much, dude. I appreciate the hell out of you. All right, this says here, we all know mass layoffs are a major issue. It doesn't matter if you help develop the best-selling game of the year, obviously. Let me see here. Spotify Games Biz. Skill Search's salary and satisfaction survey collected data from over 1,000 industry professionals across Europe, North America, and the UK, APAC, and MENA. 44% of respondents are looking to leave video games due to layoffs. That is crazy. Those who do get laid off, only 45% of respondents have been able to find a new job, but only 27% of them actually feel secure in their new roles. 20% of respondents weren't able to find a new role for 4 to 6 months, but 33% were able to land a new job within 1 to 3 months. And we actually have seen some of those ones that did, who didn't deserve it. Point here is that it isn't paying enough to be in game development, and companies keep canning people out of nowhere. Right. World Peace by Sam Hyde? I don't know. Doesn't sound familiar. Wang Fu from Samurai Showdown would beg to differ on that pillar. I don't know, Black Cat. I'm not a fan. Like, I feel like it's such a weird... Like, I don't know if they'll let you swap out the pillar for a different, like, two-handed weapon later on. But as a starting weapon, I'm like, he's walking around with a giant column, like a giant pillar on his shoulder. Not a fan. The other problems I had with the game was, like, you could either parry, and there was upgrades for your parry to, like, do more damage. You could just block, and the block pretty much most any attack. But there wasn't, like, a reason to parry instead of block, if you get my meaning. So there's a lot of stuff they're working on in the game. Just slam the pillar, bro. I don't want to slam the pillar. I want a sword or an axe or something that it looks like a weapon. Why walk around with a giant part of a building on your shoulder? I don't know, man. All right, Kilton, no worries, dude. Get some sleep, buddy. Appreciate the hell out of you. I will try to drop by one of your streams, but you're always streaming when I'm like on the way home from work and then baseball and shit. But I'll try to catch you sometime soon, buddy. So getting back to Fairgames, this whole marathon thing, the reason I said that marathon is going to win game of the year is because this is the kind of shit that they're always going to make like, arguments for marathon. They're always going to defend marathon and be like, well, you know, yes, there's less players than we'd like, but it's received positive critical feedback. You know, it's a great game. People just have bad taste in games. So that's always the excuse they're going to use. Plus it's a Sony game, right? It's Sony, it's Bungie. All their friends work at Bungie. The high-profile cancellation of The Last of Us Online and the commercial disappointment of Concord serve as cautionary tales. Fairgames enters this landscape with both opportunity and pressure to deliver a polished, engaging experience that can retain players over time. He gets a gauntlet later, but he's the only one who can clash with the bosses. Are we talking about the dude that you mentioned? Wing Fu. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Sad the marathon is what they have to hype up right now. That is pretty sad, dude, for real. It's avant-garde. Fairgames enters this landscape with both opportunity and pressure to deliver a polished, engaging experience that can retain players over time. Who wrote this? Game Fragger? You sucking Sony's D massively right now. Holy crap. Haven Interactive Studios is reportedly holding another playtest over the upcoming weekend. Dude, how do we get into that playtest? I need to see this for myself. I was there at Hyenas before all this happened, before Concord. I need to be in this playtest. I signed up for the Hell Let Loose Vietnam playtest. I'm hoping to get into that one. That one I'm actually really excited about. But this one I desperately need. I need this injected into my veins. I need to see this for myself. AI wrote this. Maybe. If the extraction elements are implemented well, I'm sorry, hang on a second. Until Sony or the studio provides official confirmation, all details about the cargo heist mode and the game's overall structure should be treated as unverified. If the extraction elements are implemented well, Fairgames could carve out a unique niche that blends the planning and execution of a heist with the risk-reward tension of extraction gameplay. Oh my god. So it's going to be like Relooted mixed with Plunder mixed with Marathon. Great. Awesome. The Dan Awards show. Oh my god, dude. No, I can't do that. That's too cringe. I can't. Jay Viper leans into it, and he's cool with like the J Awards or the Jaming Awards, whatever he calls it. I couldn't do it, man. No way. For now, the project remains one of Sony's most mysterious live service efforts, and its success or failure could influence how aggressively the company pursues similar hybrid genres in the future. The live service space continues to evolve rapidly, with extraction shooters gaining mainstream attention. Mainstream attention. Like I swear to God, these guys just don't know what the hell they're talking about. The deserved award nomination show. Here you go. If it comes out, we know it's going to win. Oh, God. Not my award show. All right. Let me see here. So yeah, we're gonna jump into the latest on the quartering here, and then we'll call it a night. There is some interesting stuff to talk about, not just memeing on the guy, but the actual situation behind the scenes, as it turns out, not being what it appears to be. Quartering, though, ironically, I would say the smartest move he could have made in this entire situation would have been to be like, all right, I'm going to give my co-hosts the week off. We're going to take the week off from streams. I'll still make the videos, but I'm going to be done like being a content farm for people, right? In my opinion, that would have been the smartest thing to do. He views that, unfortunately, like probably some sort of like a moral victory for people who don't like him. Nah, I'm memeing on the guy. But the reality is, this dude, he just doesn't know when to stop, right? So I'd rather listen to you talk about your arsehole. Don't worry, we're not going to hear Melanie Mac from this point on, I don't think. I don't think I have a clip of her. No such thing as bad marketing if it gets him views. I would agree with you normally, except it seems that his viewership is actually down. So he looks miserable. He looks absolutely miserable, dude. And I get it. Like, from a human perspective, getting crapped on 24/7 by a bunch of people online, I can imagine sucks, right? I totally get that. From a human perspective, I understand that. The problem is his reaction, and people are telling him, you're reacting badly, and he's like, I don't care, I'm going to keep doing it, right? He's 40 and he's drunk 24/7. He's 43 or 44. He's got like 4 years on me. The problem is he's got like years of alcoholism, abusing like substance abuse, between weed, alcohol, and God only knows what else. And, massively obese, right? I'm over 40 and love my life. Dude, honestly, I have no complaints. There are days that are more stressful than others, but I don't hate my life. That's the thing. That's really what it comes down to.
Bankruptcy!
This is a long time coming. He deserves all of
Him
this.
with poop. He loves it. Oh my God. Smeg, you're not wrong, dude. Yeah, poor choices, lack of self-control, and so on. You're right. I get it. But it's like, I'm looking at this from the outside looking in going, it's pretty clear this dude just doesn't know how to get out of his own way. But thanks for the 2, Smeg. Appreciate you, dude. Better be careful. Cucktery might come after you if you talk about him. Nah, dude, I'm small potatoes. I am way too small potatoes. He blocked me on Twitter. He doesn't see my posts. He ignores anybody, even if they have like the most decent advice, right? So this is the shit he's doing. This is why I say he needs to give his employees the week off. He is still feeding into it. And I'm sure his Rumble chat is a disaster right now, guys. The 12 people chatting in there are still probably memeing on him. But let me make sure the audio is loud enough. It says, it's Friday and the quartering has a big question to ask.
So everybody, the weekend is nigh. Everybody knows the weekend is a wonderful time. Everyone's always asking me about how my weekend was. So it must be, people are really concerned. Any big plans for this weekend?
So again, I can't even imagine how uncomfortable this is for these 2 women. Like, your boss is over here talking about all this drama that he's at the center of. And you're just supposed to sit here and be like, yeah, this is great. This is funny. This is great. Oh my God. So Andy Worski quote tweeted this and said, "Hey, Quartering, I won't ask how your weekend was, but I'll ask how your week was. Looks like your views are down about 75%. And now that everyone's calling you out for your stolen content, you've only posted 2 stolen videos a day and not your usual 20 stolen videos a day." So the stolen videos he's talking about is his shorts. And here's the thing, guys. Shorts for me, not shorts, the clothing. I love shorts, especially in the summertime. Shorts on YouTube, I like making when I have something that's just something I can condense into a short thought, like maybe a 1 to 3 minute video, like a minimal amount of editing, no pun intended. Something where I can just either talk to the camera, record something on my computer, do some video edits to just do something funny, and that's about it. Like, it's for memes. For me, most of the shorts I would ever make are about memes. Or something that's viral that I don't have time to talk about. With the Quartering, what he's doing, and he's admitted this himself on live streams, he spends about, an entire day and a half making like 150 shorts. He just makes like a 7-second intro and then attaches that to somebody else's video and uploads it. That's his short, right? What do you think about this? Wow, what are they going to do with all those oranges? That kind of crap. So the reality is that's essentially stolen content. It's borderline. It's like on the edge of terms of service when it comes to like fair use and all that, because he's not transforming it in any way. It's just uploading his own intro, if you will, to somebody else's video. Yeah. And see, for example, like I'll try to do that with bigger content creators, like let's say Asmongold, my video I made about the Jesus game, right? I took his reactions and kind of snipped it together from his ex-voto playthrough and memed it into his like 60 seconds of his mixed reactions from his Jesus playthrough. Did some editing here and there, completely changed the like the structure of all of it, and then it led into my video where I talk about it, and then I gave him credit in the actual like details, the description of my video, right? Link to his videos and his channel, all that kind of stuff. That required time, that required editing, that required thought. And that required me actually not just trying to steal somebody else's content and upload it, right? Transformative, right? With him, it's literally just blah, 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 blah video. I don't see how that's transformative. He was on Kick. The chat was shitting on him. He made it subscriber only, and there was no chat after. Yeah, I saw that the other day. It was just crazy, dude. Yeah, Roach King. Oh no, I've got the clip that I got from Asmongold's stream. We'll play that too. So then, of course, he claimed he quit drinking. I'm not going to play it because, again, yeah, it required effort. Exactly. I'm not going to play it because I mentioned that the most shrill sound I've ever heard in my life is her telling him good job like he's like a toddler who filled a diaper. It's so bad, right? Yeah. Shut up, guys. It's a meme. He's always been scum. This has been taking far too long for him to be called out on it. Right. But he says he had quit drinking for 2 days. So that was a thing. Now he's talking about video views. And guys, I've noticed and I thought it might have just been like the topics, the ex-voto videos were doing really good. And then some other topics were doing well. And maybe we're kind of in a rut. And I think, no, there might be something with like YouTube videos views being down. I noticed a lot of other content creators' views were down the past month, unless they were talking about the Quartering, ironically. But he's now blaming his video views being down on summertime, all the news is bad. What else does this say? Because of this, it's causing infighting among everyone. So this is I haven't watched this at all. I have no idea what they're going to say here.
Everything is negative right now. It has been for months. And I also think you see that in we can see that in people tuning in for views and stuff like that. Like there's this artificial narrative that it's specific to certain channels. It's just not true. Like if you look at people who are tuning in to live streams, look, it's summertime. All the news is bad. It's just every time news breaks, it's another bad thing. At some point, I remember, it's not even that long ago.
Is he trying to make the argument that people tune out when the news is negative because negative news will always do better for views than positive? I don't understand this at all. They say the worst part of sobriety is the second day. I could see that.
When we had all this stuff popping off in Minnesota and all the F around and find out stuff, everyone was like, yeah, this is great. Ice raids, this is great. That went away because I'm assuming it was bad press for Trump, and he already had the Iran war stuff going on. It was just too many
What does he mean that went away? This man made videos for 3 months about nothing but Ice Karen, Ice Karen, Ice Karen, Ice Karen. Go to the Quartering's YouTube channel and search in the search bar Ice Karen. It will bring up like 26 different videos with the exact same phrasing. Weighted blankets are amazing. Damn, dude. I can't use one though because like, okay, it's the weirdest thing. We have forced air in our house that we're renting here, so we've got AC for the winter or the summertime and heat in the summer. I got those backwards. I'm tired. Long story short, I go to bed cold, but I have to sleep with shorts instead of like full-length pajama pants like the ones I have on because I get too warm. It's the stupidest thing. I know the exact date of the last drink and time, which, well, that's kind of part of why I know I had a problem. That's a pretty good indicator. Exactly. People tuned out because of the same thing being covered by 100 plus people, and most of them are better quality. Hey, Vernum, you're not wrong. And that's the thing is, even if you've been doing this for 20 years as a content creator, if you've been doing this your whole life and he makes like the kind of money he makes, if people stop watching your content, you can do two things. You can say, well, it's just views in general are bad for everybody, or you can start to look at it and go, what am I doing that's causing people to stop watching, right? So, oh, the Christy Nome bimbo inflation fetish thing, that was crazy.
Bad things going on at once. But like, I mean, I'm not saying that live streams in general are like down, I mean, are like not getting viewed. I'm just saying I see it even when I look at like other streamers. Like
what is he talking about? Oh my god. What is he talking about? Go watch when Asmongold, even like Ethan Klein, Nicholas Diorio, anybody else talks about Brittany Venti. Brittany Venti the other night when she was streaming talking about the quartering, her chat was insane. Okay, Kino Casino's chat. I mean, even Yellow Flash's chat. I know Yellow Flash's channel has been a bit slower. His chat was going nuts. Like, what is he talking about? Coping and seething. Exactly. Exactly.
Bankruptcy!
No Ham Planet. It's just your channel.
Oh my god, Ham Planet. Yeah, that's a good one. Dude, thanks for the two,
everybody's
buddy.
down just a little bit right now, and I think a lot of that is because you just can't.
Hairy women,
I'm
oh my
tune in
god.
tonight and figure out like if Trump can get this Iran thing done, I'm hoping.
I've never experienced that, Susano, so at least that's one benefit of never being an alcoholic.
That we can, people can start talking about gas prices coming down. People can start talking about, hopefully whatever's Trump's 70th degree chess move to get, better control of American energy.
What I hate about the quartering the most, this is something I will say objectively hate about the quartering. Anyone knows that there's so much dead air in his streams? Sam, that's probably because of, like I've talked about, his co-hosts are there because he's paying them. I don't think that they genuinely care about the things he talks about. Beyond that, he probably has so many gaps in his brain from years of substance abuse that he can't think on his feet. If I spend more than 5 seconds without like thinking about something, I can realize that while we're streaming, while you guys are waiting for me to share my thoughts on something, there's no interaction because I'm not filling the air. There's nothing for you to react to. There's nothing for you to have a thought, like a differing opinion on, or to say anything in the chat because I'm sitting here like, so to me, it seems like that is just his natural way of doing things because his brain is probably so rotted at this point that he can't think on his feet. It's why, like, when he went on Rex Jones, when he went on his stream a couple weeks ago to argue with him about the whole Iran thing and his Iran tweets, his only reaction was to say, it's jokes, man, and haha, because he's like, what is he going to do? He can't argue. He can't debate. Yeah, what the orange is for, exactly. Alcoholic neuropathy. Tried to drag other streamers into his failure and wonders why people don't like him, then doubles down on his version being true. He just lies. Well, no, he legitimately lies. And there's proof of that now. We'll get into that in a little bit. Over time, voids or pockets of blood and whatnot start forming in the skull where brain tissue used to be. That's disgusting. That's awful. That is terrible. Nobody likes the quartering because what he says in 5 videos can be summed up in 4 minutes. Well, there's a reason for that. And, here's the thing. I like making long-form content. There are times, though, where I feel like, okay, am I just filling the video with air? I'm just trying to fill the air and just stretch the video as long as possible. Or am I just having a hard time condensing my thoughts and staying on topic? It's a problem when you don't use scripts, right? But at the same time, he deliberately takes a news topic that could just be summed up in 2 paragraphs, and he's not talking to his chat. We're not talking about a video where he did a clip of a live stream where he's reacting to his chat and they're talking about something for 20 or 30 minutes like we do, where it just drags on and on. He is straight up just reading a news article and somehow turns that into a 9-minute video so he gets his 2 ad rolls. You know, it is what it is.
But right now, not only is all the news basically negative, on top of that, it's the infighting. Like, the infighting is also like, there's nothing good to talk about, so it's like, let's talk about other creators.
Oh my god, this is how he's doing this? Oh my god.
Doobie doo woke left under attack. He even has a channel called Unsleeved Media. Lol.
Dude, Smeg, thanks for the 5, buddy. Holy crap, you've been way too much. You need to dial it back, man. Too much. Just chill on the super chats. But on that note, he, honest to God, blaming this shit on the infighting or whatever. So is he saying all his viewers are going to other channels? Because the other channels that are doing the infighting, whether it's political or whether it's like he's complaining about content creators fighting with each other, they're going somewhere. The viewers are going somewhere. They're not just shriveling up and dying and disappearing. There's not like a plethora of 90-year-old people watching YouTube who just died, like, a month ago and they've disappeared. What is what is he trying to say? The whole Unsleeved Media thing too, that is just the most retarded thing ever. Yes, I want to watch this 44-year-old fat middle-aged man who looks like he hates everything he does open Pokemon cards on a stream that most people can't afford. So here's the crazy thing. Right? You're bitching about what you've been doing, bro. Yeah, exactly. In a time where the internet has the most eyes on it ever, for real, Smeg. So I know somebody who was a Twitch streamer, although she doesn't really stream anymore. She has a full-time job. Her and her husband and their kid, they live over in like Colorado, and she likes to travel. They've got money. Her husband's got a big, pretty impressive job, but they're not like millionaires, but they're definitely better off than I am, right? And so during COVID, his business was still going well, and she bought a bunch of random crap, right? Apparently she had enough money she was stuck at home, and she bought into a lot of the COVID stuff, I think, early on. And so she spent her money on a bunch of random shit. And then, of course, a couple of years into COVID, businesses shut down. People are like, okay, I can't afford to feed my kids anymore. Now I'm on government assistance. And she asked me probably a couple of years ago, or maybe last year, because she was taking a break from Twitch and then going back to streaming. She's like, do you think it would be weird if I showed off all the stuff that I bought out of boredom on stream? And I'm like, you got to realize most people are lucky if they can fill up their tank of gas without having to put it on a credit card. I don't think people are going to resonate with you flexing all the stupid shit you wasted money on because you were bored and locked at home and you couldn't afford it. And I know she didn't mean anything. She wasn't trying to gloat. She wasn't trying to flaunt it. It was one of those genuine, do you think people would find this funny or interesting? I'm like, in a time when people can't even afford rent, I don't think flexing your silly expenditures is going to be a good thing to do, right? So to me, that's just one of those things. Like I kind of feel the same way with him. He just doesn't understand. His audience doesn't have the money that he has to waste on the Pokemon cards, to waste on the Magic the Gathering shit. He spends all day long till like 5 o'clock at night filming videos of a bunch of random shit. And then he just repackages it because he made his Jeremy Hambly channel because the quartering channel wasn't getting the views anymore because all of a sudden the quartering filled the algorithm and it was taking people to like Kino Casino's clip channels. And so he tried to get around that with the Jeremy Hambly channel. And now it's like he's got the stupid Unsleeved Media channel. Nobody wants to watch you opening cards. That's just a reality. On TikTok, even though I don't have one, I've seen people do that and make bank. Oh, flexing their do I think unboxing videos are dumb? It depends on what they're unboxing. Rumble 10% owned by Peter Thiel, the ultra woke Facebook executive. Yeah, I don't know enough about Peter Thiel, but I know that he's scummy. Quartering is so gross as a man and he can't breathe when he talks. He has to take a breath on the side. Yeah. I don't think unboxing videos on their own are dumb. If it's okay, for example, if Sykkuno drama. Dude, honestly, I was gonna cover the Sykkuno stuff. I was trying to get the wife to spend one evening with me this week where we could sit down and record like an hour on a few topics for the second channel, and then I could upload it in like 2 different videos. We just didn't have time. She's been helping me at work. I'm trying to get life figured out at work. We're going to go to work tomorrow and move some stuff around in the office and try to move some shit around. The Sykkuno stuff I'm not going to cover though, but it is fascinating. It is crazy, you know. Because the first site that popped up when the name Jeremy Hambley came up was Kino Casino, so he made the channel his name. Exactly. Sounds kind of like an indecent proposal. The Sykkuno stuff, it is what it is. The guy is a slime ball, but he didn't have any, nothing was coerced. Nothing was I was a victim because there was no forcing of anything with those girls. The worst thing he did was lie to them about not being single. And it's like, well, that sucks, but you let some dude that you barely know pump and dump you raw, no condom. You can feel bad all you want to. It's like, I know personally several women who are either in my family or roughly like friends of family, right? That have been in situations where some man pressured them into something. Okay, that sucks, but you can't go running and crying and saying you're a victim because the guy convinced you to do something that you didn't really want to do deep down. You still made the choice to do it. So the Sykkuno stuff is just crazy. Yeah. Let me see here. Real wealth doesn't have time to flex. They tend to be more of an aspirational thing to do. Status game, people play. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no, his girlfriend didn't dump him either. That's the craziest part. That is the craziest part. I guess she knew about the entire thing before it all blew up online. So, yeah, I guess Jeremy's take on this is bad because it creates infighting. As if infighting hasn't always been a thing, you know? The twin guy, I don't understand why everyone's talking about it. He has money and clout. So, yeah, he has a ton of women that want to latch onto that. For real. What? Come on. I'm going to shut the door. Oh. So last time on stream, it was the little cat. This time it's the real chonker. Hang on. He's gotten bigger too. He's not like morbidly obese, but he's already a big cat. Yeah. So this guy's probably about 13 pounds. I don't know. I haven't weighed him recently. But this is the big boy. This is the big kitty. Yeah. Hyper chunker maxed. Yeah. But I don't know if they're all just feisty right now or what, but he was scratching at the door. Apparently he wanted in. Morbidly a beast. All right, let me see here. What do we have here? Quartering is actually mind broken. He knows it's over. His empire is crumbling, and it's only a matter of time now. Jeremy Hambley's a tick that survived a long time, but he's gorged himself to the point that his theft and flagging can no longer go under the radar. Time's up, Parasite. What did he say on this one? Let me see here.
The fact of the matter is, the golden era is over. Okay. That's what this clip is. So listen to the Freudian slip at the very end of this. Either this is completely just mixing up 2 words, or this is what's going on in the back of his brain. Okay, just wait. Here you go. The fact of the matter is, the golden era is over. The golden era of, YouTube. I'm sorry, of Hollywood. The fact.
So he's talking about Hollywood in this clip. I don't know what this video is from. I have no idea. I have no idea what he's talking about. Probably some woke Hollywood flop, right? Because now all of a sudden he's going to dive back into the culture war stuff. Although you go back a couple months ago, he was crapping on people for talking about culture war stuff and all that. And all he was covering was the news, political news, ICE news, all that kind of stuff. Do you want back out now? Oh my God. Go on. I knew he was going to go back out. These animals are a pain in the ass. And now he's diving back into culture war stuff. So, yeah. But in the back of his brain, he's thinking about his own YouTube channel. Whereas he's over here complaining about, oh, Hollywood's dead, Hollywood's over. And he's like, oh, YouTube. It's like, oh, no, buddy, you're the one talking about it. His eyes, yeah. Well, I was thinking about this because, there are days where I have really rough days, and there are days where they're not quite as bad. Yeah, the closer you get to 40, once you're out of your 20s is really what happens. Once you hit your 30s, you start to wake up, and some days you look in the mirror and you don't look so bad, and some days you look like hell. He is looking really bad. Like, as a Almost 40-year-old man to another guy in his 40s. He's looking rough. Oh, so Smeg, I have to apologize. Apparently this clip here is Melanie Mac talking. Says there's not as much to talk about. No, she laments no one's fighting the culture war, which was this guy here, Hotep's words. Because of this, she thinks it's causing infighting amongst conservatives and creators. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. If your ears start bleeding, don't be alarmed. That's a common symptom of listening to this woman speak.
I think that's really what it is right now, is that in the whole content creation space in general, like there's not as much to talk about, and so they're attacking each other. And I think it's just I think too, because we had a lot to talk about with all of the gay stuff, the transgender stuff, and all of that, because we were fighting against it. And
okay. Can I explain something? As somebody who's actually a somewhat traditional conservative, I would probably get along with Melanie ideologically on a lot of things. I mean, she's a bit extreme on certain things, right? But in general, I can at least understand and see where she's coming from a certain perspective. But I feel like the only drum she has to bang is like, because she's so famous for using the bundle of sticks slur, right? Which again, I have no problem with the word. I'm just not going to say it on YouTube and get banned. It's crazy to me that that's all she can contribute to the conversation.
we were, really banding together to speak against these things. So these things started to die down some more, and it's like, wait, now what's the next target? Instead of like trying to say, okay, how are we gonna shift content, focus.
What is she even saying? I don't even understand. What is she trying to say? Gay people in what? In life, in movies, in politics? Are you talking about Pride Month? Are you talking about people who might be grooming children? You got to specify. What are you talking about?
Focus on happier things or whatever, and instead it's just, oh wait, now I need another target. Let's manufacture something. Let's just get on the next thing. And so that's right now. There's just conservatives attacking each other.
Except Kino Casino didn't manufacture Jeremy's good buddy, best friend, the dude that's the swinger. They didn't manufacture that. Wow, I'm normal. A lot of us are normal compared to this guy. Okay. Susano, that is just her voice. Something I was talking to my wife about this before. And typically a lot of people, when you're uncomfortable and either you're not used to public speaking or having a lot of people watching you on a stream or videos or whatever, you'll get that kind of shaky voice, right? It's something that a lot of people have to work through. It still happens to me once in a while. If I'm starting to stream tired and it's just not flowing, I'll kind of have that shaky voice at first, right? The problem with Melanie is her voice sounds like that 24/7. I don't know if she has a constant level of anxiety that she operates on, where part of the reason her personality is so abrasive is because she's always anxious all the time, but her voice sounds shaky 24/7. She's just agreeing with Jeremy. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the vocabulary or brain to put that into words. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And
yeah, I don't care for that.
It's insane.
Oh my god, this cat is now trying to get into the kitchen cabinets. Tucker, stop. He's like, I'm gonna get your attention one way or the other. It's very lopsided. Less than 1% of POP is Wi-Fi password, but the media is 90%. What?
I think that's
really... don't replay that. I don't want to hear her anymore. Okay, so all this from the same stream, by the way. He brings up his wife constantly. Kino Casino is not lying when they say this. Talking about how the quartering is always saying, don't bring up my wife, and then he mentions his wife. I mean, look, there's one thing to be you acknowledge that you're married, and you mention in passing that your wife does something. But it's another thing to be talking about your wife constantly when you claim that she's being harassed. Right? No, this is not his wife. This is his co-host. Let me see here. It's an attempt to shift the narrative. Yeah. Voice sounds like she's on the verge of an emotional breakdown. Well, Angels of Destiny, I don't know if you saw that old clip. Stop lying, you're perfect. No, that is a lie. Of her barking like a dog. She didn't sound anxious in that one. She's probably on something, though. Could never justify watching her. I think I tried like 2 or 3 videos over the years, and I just found her discussion generally very, very shallow. Dude, Oblivion, I never understood this, but here's the thing, guys. You got to remember, I was watching the quartering back in like 2021, right? He really shilled hard for Melanie Max. She was her own thing. She was on TikTok, I think, before she got banned, and then I'm pretty sure that she went from TikTok to YouTube. I could have been mixing that up. He would share her like little like TikTok type videos on his YouTube videos as like an intro or whatever and kind of plug her. There was definitely something where he might have had like a crush on Melanie, or he kind of had like this savior complex where he's like, oh, I'm going to put, remember he said this about side scrollers, her going on side scrollers, podcast, saying that she was way too big for them. Why would she go on their dinky little show, right? He viewed himself as like, I can make you a star. I can make you a star, honey, you see? No worries, Cool Pig. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Yeah, her barking video earlier sounded like she was on something. Yeah, exactly. So the way I view it, it's like Jeremy, whether it's a sexual thing, whether it's a fetish thing, whether it's a purely just a white knighting simping kind of thing like he did with Sydney Watson, he gets these women that he feels very protective of, and he just has to like, he was hoping to plug her. So there was this chick. I don't remember if any of you guys were aware of the Quartering's content, specifically the certain videos he made like 4 or 5 years ago, right? There was this YouTuber around the time Last of Us Part 2 came out called Trillium. That was her username, was Trillium. She was a tiny little channel. She made one video talking about Last of Us Part 2 and got a bunch of death threats and a bunch of people hating on her and a bunch of people saying, basically like all sorts of terrible things about her. Jeremy at the time made videos defending this woman. Now, at this point, he was like at 800,000 subscribers. He was a big channel. And he was rapidly growing because the algorithm pumping out videos, 5 videos a day, right? And he tried his hardest to white knight for this woman that he had never met and defend this other woman, this 5,000 subscriber YouTuber. And she got like 30,000 subscribers overnight because of it. And he started talking about her like off and on, pondering how she was doing. He sent her some of his used streaming software, hardware like his microphones and cameras. He sent her computer parts to finish building her computer so that she could stream and make more videos. And then she basically dropped off the face of the earth, right? I think she's converted her channel like a gardening channel. And then he made a video about a month after all that, basically like, has anyone seen her? Because I haven't heard from her recently. It's like, dude, this is some strange woman on the internet. You don't know her. But this was like 5 years ago, is my point. He's always done this. Don't remember if he was up and running during the meme war when it started either. He's like a meme war veteran, dude. He's got like the hat or whatever. So I don't know. Let me see. That would have been 2000. So, I mean, Jeremy claimed that he basically was there for Gamergate 1 and he decided to name Gamergate 2 Gamergate 2. So, his videos with Bearing and Count Danker are goldmine as well. He said some absolute vile shit there. The Incredible Salt Mine. It was the Incredible Salt Mine. Yeah, the Incredible Salt Mine for me was wild because I only knew Jeremy from his videos, right? And I'm like, okay, his videos are decent. It's decent coverage, and it's things that I wouldn't be watching otherwise. And that's when I started like watching like That Park Plays, WDW Pro, those kind of channels. And it's like just commentary channels, whatever, it's fine. And then one time I heard the Incredible Salt Mine. I'm like, there's no way this is the same dude. Because he went from Mr. watching his P's and Q's and being very nice and this and that to being a complete like degen, like hardcore. I could not believe it. Like, this can't be the same guy. Okay. So yeah, he talks about his wife constantly. It's a thing.
Or something like that. Yeah, good wifey. Yeah, she's cleaning up the floor. She's cleaning the carpets upstairs. Okay, so everything's fine. False alarm.
A few moments later.
All these women are like, they're the worst kind of Wisconsin women too. Like, they're not even based. And I remember I was like, I coach my wife on like, here's a sample ballot. Here's how we're going to vote. I don't know if anyone else does that, but she's not like involved in politics. So I'm like, Here's, just stand next to me. Here's how we're gonna vote.
Feminists are all about to scream. He coached his wife on how to vote.
Hey, she asks me, so I'm like, all right.
He coaches his wife. Here's the thing. My wife would give up the right to vote if it meant no women could vote. Like, my wife is that conservative. She's like, I would give up my right to vote if it meant women couldn't vote. 100%. Right? But at the same time, my wife pays more attention to politics than I do. So because we're in Washington and our state is amazing and awesome and wonderful, and we don't get to vote in person, she fills out my ballot for me. If I need to know how to vote, I ask my wife. I'm not even kidding. And she fills out the ballot, so I don't even have to ask her. Because I know that anything that's more taxes, no. More killing babies, no. Like very simple, very simple. I don't even have to fill it out. She's like, here's your ballot, sign it, and then I sign it, right? So if she could give up her right to vote, she would. But at the same time, she also knows enough and pays attention that I don't have to be the one to do it. That being said, the fact that we live in a state that's mail-in ballot only, nothing I do here in this state matters. He's a 14-year-old girl in a man's body. I'm just surprised he hasn't started transitioning yet. Well, he's got moobs, so. Oh my god. They're not even based. Yeah, Jeremy speaking with the voice of Valley Girl. Then it all makes sense. Oh my god. Mundane map for boulder collecting. Oh, there's a clip in here where I didn't even realize. That he was shitting on Jarbo in this one. Hang on a second. Where is this one at? Okay. This one here says, don't talk about my wife. Meanwhile, Quarter Pounder was taking pot shots at Matt Jarbo. Is it Matt? Yeah, Matt Jarbo about the paternity of his child during his big speech. You guys remember this one, right? I'd rather my non-existent state. Yeah. So this clip I remember playing on stream. I didn't realize that he was actually taking a shot at Matt Jarbo, pretending that he might have gotten cucked and it wasn't his kid. Just listen to what he says here.
Well, I wish you the best in your life. Your wife has a son now, or a daughter, I'm told. Good for her and the father and stuff like that. And
okay, I didn't catch that the first time around when I listened to it. Who Jarbo is? Avernum, the only reason I know the name is he generally has like really terrible takes on Twitter. He was the left-wing quartering back in the day. Left-wing quartering. That's who it was. You don't care? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not forcing you to watch it. Let me see here. Only know his name because he went after Critical Drinker. Yeah. So Matt Jarbo's been around for a while, right? At the end of the day, what he did essentially was false flagging. And that's why he's on his redemption arc, trying to basically shit on the quartering as if he's a great guy, right? I mean, you're over here saying you don't care. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm on YouTube a lot and I still don't know who these people are in this drama. Oh my god, dude. It's so bad. It's so bad. And the thing is, it goes so much deeper than just Jeremy. It goes so much deeper than Matt Jarbo. There are so many people like behind the scenes with all of this shit. I'm still learning things now that are from like 10 years ago that I never knew. Yeah, Jarbo's delivering Uber Eats now. Yeah, exactly. Not his kids yet. He doesn't like shots at his family. Such a hypocrite. There's an actual SJW to employed for this BS. Yeah, exactly. But again, imagine Jeremy being like, don't be mean to somebody's spouse, and then taking shots at him acting like Jarbo's wife cheated on him with another man. Like their kids aren't even his, right? So Jeremy then went, how deep? Oh my God. Jeremy then went over the weekend, or no, sorry, not over the weekend. Today is the 18th, so 3 days ago. So, Tuesday. Posting a bunch of crap, talking about his family being harassed, all this stuff, right? Deleted all the tweets. So Brittany Venti's like, why do they keep telling me to take a break? And then deletes his tweets. It's just a repeat rinse cycle with him right now. Here's the craziest thing, though. A lot of people have been very critical of Chris Pavlovsky, the CEO of Rumble, because of the fact that he's got the free speech platform, right? Free speech platform. We won't censor you. We won't take you down. We won't demonetize you, all this stuff. He's been very much advocating for free speech and all that. So this person, Vexel on Electronica, I think she's a YouTuber, I know that we know similar people, but I've never interacted with her before. In response to Chris Pavlovsky here saying free speech and AI will intersect at Rumble, she said, so you're willingly paying millions to a creator who's using his clout to cancel other creators over free speech. Talking about the quartering rights. He then blocked her. He blocked her. Okay. So this person Extra Zero says crazy thing is that Chris blocked her for this. So there you have it, folks. Rumble is taking the side of false flagging, grifting scumbag the quartering, who's also stealing other creators' content in a non-transformative way. Chris then responded with this saying, no, I'm not taking sides. I don't get involved in creator drama. If I did, I'd waste my days dealing with thousands of Rumble creators. Well, I don't think there's that many Rumble creators, to be honest. Dame Peso's Soyless Mat Show was a thing back in the day of boulder collecting. Actual boulder collecting? Like, for real? Yeah, dude, honestly, I'm on Rumble, but in my Rumble chat tonight, there's been one chatter, and it was a bot sending me some link to somebody else's Rumble channel. Okay? It's Rumble sucks, guys.
Or something like that. Yeah, good wifey. Yeah, she's cleaning up.
Why is that playing just randomly? Why is this one clip? I don't know what Twitter is on tonight, but it keeps playing shit randomly. All right. So he says, if someone on Rumble is for cancel culture, I absolutely don't agree with that, but that's their prerogative and their choice. But I definitely won't fall to pressure by canceling them back. In fact, we welcome whoever got canceled on Rumble. YouTube was a bad choice to begin with. This pissed me off. Okay. This pissed me off. And I'll explain to you why. People have done this with Twitter, with X, since it monetized. And the monetization on Twitter is dog shit. I made maybe the first year I was monetized, I don't know, $140, enough to cover the cost of Twitter Blue, right? At that time, it was still Twitter. In total, I've probably made enough on Twitter for a couple of years worth of monetization just to cover the cost of that. And I probably won't continue to pay to monetize my account, only because there's no visibility on Twitter either. It's a lot like Rumble. It's a lot like Kick, right? There's no telling why things blow up. Yeah, I know I'm on Rumble. I'm on Rumble because it doesn't cost me anything. What's your point? I'm not on saying that I'm not on Rumble. The point of the matter is that unfortunately for Rumble, unfortunately for Kick, unfortunately for Twitch, unfortunately for Twitter and anything else, while the promises that are made can be quite alluring, and you can tell people we're the better platform for X, Y, or Z. We're the better platform for this or for that or whatever. None of those other platforms give me any extra visibility. None of those other platforms put a dime in my pocket. None of those other platforms give me the visibility that I have on YouTube, right? That's just the reality. YouTube for me is not a full-time job. It's not even a full-time income. It's not even a part-time income. It is a hobby that occasionally makes me some money. Not a bunch of money, but enough to pay my car payment or whatever, you know? So for that being what it is, this man here is honestly telling people, oh no, if the mistake was going to YouTube in the first place. Sure, YouTube has a lot of bullshit. You know, there's no question there. Terms of service that doesn't get fairly enforced, all sorts of stuff. The same thing happens with Twitch as well. But to act like Rumble is an actual viable option, and then to say, well, if my creator who got millions of dollars canceled your creator, they're welcome to come to Rumble. It's just asinine. It is so insane. With debating monetizing mine, it's kind of a pay in to get out system in my opinion, but I want to promote what I'm doing. Dude, if you use, honestly, I don't even know that there's a reason other than having the little blue check mark next to my name on Twitter to even bother continuing to pay for Twitter Premium. I don't believe that it does any better for like visibility. A lot of the features don't work half the time. The monetization, I haven't been paid on Twitter in months, maybe longer than that, you know? So it is what it is. Yeah, YouTube may be bullshit, but it's been around for a long ass time. Exactly. I mean, look, we're all here on YouTube. The entire chat is YouTube. It's not Twitch. It's not Kick. It's not Rumble. And these are all platforms that I've been on for 5 years. Well, Kick probably not as long, but Twitch I've been on since 2019. Okay. I've been doing all of my live streams to Twitch since, day one. But Twitch was my original account. And it does not. Look at that. Look at the timing here. Look at this fucking bot on Kick. Dude, this is exactly it. Yeah, Rumble's not viable as a YouTube substitute in its current form. Exactly. So, again, bullshit thing to say. Absolute bullshit. Vex Electronica shared this and said, yeah, by the way, your free speech alternative platform, sir. Nina's like, he blocked you over that. And Chris is like, I thought it was a bot. I'm getting hundreds of accounts with hashtag usernames spamming me, or number usernames, I guess he means, spamming me about the quartering. It's insane. I unblocked this person since it appears they're real. Yeah. So he's claiming now that it's just bots, right? Content creation seems to be such a bad deal. You really don't seem to have a link to the company you're getting money from, and they just pull the plug whenever. I mean, Black Cat, it really is what it is. And it doesn't matter what the platform is. With YouTube, it's the most risk reward because the money is there, but you could get cut off at any moment and you don't know why. With other platforms, they promise you all this wonderful amount of money, and then they just funnel it all to like that top 0.1%. I mean, it just is what it is. Rumble's dog shit. I agree. I still use it. I still upload my videos there. I still do live streams there. But I'm going to outwardly call it for what it is. It's bullshit. You know, it's shit. I'm not saying anything related to earning from X or YouTube, by the way. Assuming you have products or services to sell. Else I would what I said probably wouldn't matter. The thing is, it is what it is when it comes to like monetization on sites like Twitter, right? Some people actually get a hefty paycheck from Twitter. And people who aren't just like the Dom Lucres of the world who just share things with a watermark on it where they stole someone else's content and then say breaking every third post. Some people actually, I mean, I think Madam Savvy gets like, I don't know, $400 or whatever. Last time I saw her share her paycheck for like a 2-week period. Maybe it was more money than that. I know Kata had a really good one. But for me, it's like I don't have time to go chasing every popular algorithmic trend on Twitter to hope that maybe for a 2-week period I can get $300. It's honestly, guys, it's not worth the time. I spend my time on Twitter keeping up on the news, shit posting, and having fun. That's it. You know, Dick is even against Jeremy. Yeah, he hates PPP and Warski. He does. I can't even trust Rumble at this point. What worries me now is that we'll have wannabes now because of the whole situation. Hey, Mr. Hardcore Mode. So yeah, Dick Masterson here. And again, Dick is a very contentious person. I don't love Dick Masterson. Not a fan, but even Dick is calling this guy out. Says, yeah, you block hundreds of bots, bullshit. Then you get guys like this, Vapin Gamers, Rumble Gaming Ambassador. Quote tweeting Chris saying, this is why I enjoy the Rumble platform. Simply put, be who you want to be, block, mute, and move on if you don't like someone. It's how it used to be. Without freedom of speech, we have no other rights. It all hinges on that. All right. So that's the corporate response, right? So Josh from Kiwi Farms says, recap of Rumble's free speech. Using path networks to DDoS protect Rumble Cloud and Rumble Video, who previously gloated about ISP black hole in Kiwi Farms. Paying the quartering $2 million while taking down channels and gloats about depriving a family of 7 their income. The first screenshot is Path Networks openly gloating that they deplatformed Kiwi Farms. They did at an ISP backbone level. Rumble Cloud is currently a front-end provider for Kiwi Farms. At any point, Path Networks could deplatform Kiwi Farms again and all of Rumble Video. Rumble has been made aware of this multiple times by Twitter and email, and they refuse to find another DDoS provider or simply in-house their own. Second screenshot is a fraudulent demand letter sent to our physical data center by Path Network's attorney, demanding that they physically seize our hard drives and send them to Path Network. Thankfully, our data centers did not do this. Path's CTO either is or was Corey Barnhill, now DBA Corey Shiratori, who has openly stated he watched, oh my god, I can't say that. Recordings of this are on Kiwi Farms. Third screenshot is the quartering directly telling me that he can deplatform and extort, in my opinion, anyone he wants to deprive of them constitutional rights, and that he doesn't have to worry about fallout because he has a 5 years guaranteed income from Rumble paid for by public investments into Rumble stock delegated to him by Chris Pavlovsky. He immediately followed up on these threats the next day. The timeline is so tight that I do not believe it could have been anyone else but Jeremy Hambley. Then both the quartering and Chris personally stated on Twitter that the deplatformed clip channel would be welcomed on their competing products. See where this is all going, guys? It's all this same bullshit, like what we just read. I'm sensing a trend here. Deplatformed by Path Networks, find sanctuary on Rumble Cloud, protected by paid networks or Path Networks. deplatformed by the quartering, find sanctuary on Rumble Video, funding the quartering. I'm being forced to assume that this is sanctioned activity and Rumble doesn't give a fuck about censorship, especially if it drives customers into their walled garden. It's a good post. It's a really good post. I wish Elon would have gotten YouTube. Nah, Lugia, honestly, I'm glad that he didn't. Elon has turned Twitter. I mean, look, I don't hate Elon. I don't have like this derangement syndrome where I think Tesla man bad. But Twitter hasn't gotten better under Elon. In a few ways it has. In a lot of ways it's gotten worse. And I don't know. Is he going to destroy Rumble? He's making Rumble a lot less desirable. That's for damn sure. But I mean, this falls on Chris Pavlovsky himself. He's the guy that runs everything. He's really the one responsible, right? So in response to this, this is where he really exposes Jeremy. Chris says, we use Cloudflare. No creator has a 5-year deal with Rumble or even close. Also, Rumble has been moving away from a deals structure towards a creator program structure and or Rumble Studio ad read structure. Hope this helps. So he then owns him on this and says, you don't understand your own product, reposting here for continuity, explaining how it works. And so Chris then said, we use Cloudflare in the USA. We've been rolling off Path for quite some time. If you're looking from a different market, then you might see Path and the BGP route that you're seeing, but not for most markets, including the US. So we're not using it, but we are, is basically the answer. Rumble will last until the midterms? Maybe. First thing an attorney would say is to like shut the F up about it, is to not harm the case. We're talking about this can be corrected for sure or through the courts if true, and they have retention records requirements to demonstrate if it took place. Yeah, exactly. So Defengo says, that's a name I haven't heard in forever. My God, that goes back to the Eliza Blue shit. Chris Pavlovsky, is this true? Read the room. Because the quartering, back on the 15th, claims that his contract, his deal, has already been extended. So one of them's lying, right? One of them is lying. Andy Worski, in response to somebody asking if he saw the thing about the 5-year contract, says, I just did now. So Quartering's YouTube income and growth is destroyed. He's losing his Rumble contract in June. Our editor is currently working on uploading a ton of videos on locals and Rumble. We also can't stop people downloading those videos and post them on YouTube. So yeah, his editor was the one that was running the channel. So they're trying to figure out his editor having a recurring income, right? But then I think, where is it at? Is it this one here? Says he also claims fair use on the stolen content. Talk about the shorts that we were talking about, right? Maybe they are technically, but it doesn't sound like he bought the rights to the clips or anything like that, as I've seen speculated. Still lazy as fuck. Maybe those creators don't even know. Talking in response to this video here, comment here, saying, I don't care about the tabloid stuff. I'm curious about the stealing content allegations, though. Will that be addressed? Corden responded to this one saying, my shorts qualify as fair use. No, they don't. They really don't. If any creator wishes to have their video removed, I always comply, even though it again qualifies as fair use. No, you know that they're not fair use. Because if they were fair use, you'd go tell them to kick rocks. Give me a break. Like, come on. Dude, I got in these last, 2.5 years of they have to report it, then you can counter it. They can counter it, then you file, right? Dude, like, come on. I have gotten in 2 years 1 privacy complaint. And it was from somebody who is a public figure. And his wife and him are both public figures. And they have a company that is a publicly, accessible company with a publicly accessible website. And the privacy complaint went away. It's like, no, dude. Give me a break. If it were fair use, then the entire internet would be on your ass. Exactly. I don't know where I was going with that privacy complaint thing, guys. Honestly, I'm just thinking in terms of his argument for fair use versus what actually is fair use and things that are claimable on YouTube via terms of service and all that kind of stuff. He's completely in the wrong. He's using his wife as a meat shield. That's what it feels like. We're going to get into that in a second. So yeah, Nick Monroe here says no creator has a 5-year deal with Rumble. Good to know that Jeremy Quartering lied. Which would be par for the course, right? So now I said a couple days ago when Asmongold covered this on his stream, Roach King has spoken, and see, I even went through the time of editing this. I took this live from Twitch and clipped it and edited it, put it together. Asmongold calls out the quartering for his alleged involvement in getting Kino Casino banned from YouTube. So this is actually breach containment here. This is getting huge, right?
Yeah, what's your opinion on what's going on with the quartering? I think that the quartering is... I think he's totally fucked up, if you want me to be honest. I think he's totally fucked up. And I think it was a massive mistake to try to deplatform Kino Casino. I can't see why he would do that. I think it was ridiculous. And yeah, he's going, bro. Well, I'm just saying in general, right? I think it's very, very odd to do something like that, and I don't really know why you would want to. And he's spiraling. Yeah, I mean, he kind of is. I mean, I would
we all
say
have
it's
moody
something
days
like that. And he's felt he's a cuck. He's finished. Maybe, I don't know. And isn't a coffee band called Coffee Brand Coffee? Yeah, I think it's something like that. And the quartering got really washed. Well, I think the problem is that a lot of people don't like the concept of being criticized and having people, like, you know, criticize them, obviously. And because of that, I think that what happens is that they think that they can shut somebody down doing that.
I have
but
sworn on the
almost
stream
every
already.
single instance of somebody trying to shut down criticism, what ends up happening is it creates a larger effect that just makes more people aware of it. And I think that's the main issue. No, it's weird to go after his wife. The thing is that it is weird to go after a person's wife, but it's even weirder to have a channel shut down. So the problem is that if you have, like, being harassed or something like that, you're really trying to report people for, like, bullshit. And getting people's channel taken down, like, there are a lot of reasons why you can get a person's channel taken down.
Oh, I'm not saying that he has, like,
rationalize,
highbrow takes on
justify,
stuff. Don't
make
get me wrong.
excuses for, or something else. But I think
Later,
the reality is that if you allow something like that to happen, you're just going to make everything a lot worse. And it's called the Streisand effect. Yeah, it is. And they didn't go after his wife. Well, what I'm saying is that nobody wants to have other channels get shut down because there is some sort of issue that you had with the channel owner, right? And I think that is a very, very toxic mindset to have.
Yeah, he was, again, Asmongold might have, like, the most lukewarm take half the time, but he's not wrong there. But then it gets better because apparently Darkside Phil is even shitting on the quartering now. No worries, Empress. Have fun. I know, I got to get back to Crimson Desert at some point.
He's a reserve. Yes, he does. Electric Bull 2. Electric Bull 2. Oh. Should I make the joke? Should I make the joke? I think you guys know what joke I'm about to make. I better not. I don't want to get my video flagged. Okay. I gotta keep my mouth shut. I want my video viewable and monetizable. Okay.
Dude, I hadn't even seen that. I thought it was a different clip. Oh my god. That's bad. Even if DSP's memeing on you, you know it's bad. Okay, so this is the clip, yeah, from the Roach King to the Roach Man. This is the clip that people have been memeing on of the quartering using somebody else's video and turning it into a short, right? Here you go. This is Craig from Side Scrollers here.
This guy literally steals other people's videos, adds an intro to it, and then uploads it as his own. What do you think of that?
But what are the oranges for? Well, I bet it tasted good. Let me know what you think.
And then it's just somebody else's video for the entire thing, right? So somebody pointed out, it's like, this is somebody who lives, like, I don't know, she looks like she's well put together as far as, like, hair and makeup and all that. Nothing here looks dirty, but she's somewhere not industrialized, I would say. And here's Jeremy stealing her video, adding like 7 seconds of retarded intro to it, and then just, you know, uploading it as a short. So, yeah. So Stuttering Craig and a bunch of people have been taking their intro and overlapping it on his intro, and then the other person takes that and does the same thing to both of them, and then it continues on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, no, you know, H. Brown, it's just random videos. It's not just news-related stuff. It's not just like, here's this crazy shooting that happened and this crazy leftist got knocked out by some MAGA. It's not even like that. It is straight up, I'm going to do... Because he told them, I recorded 150 shorts this morning. And they were like, wow, how'd you do that? And how'd you, whatever. It's because he takes... His editors have, like, you know, 150 videos that he's going to upload an intro to. They tell him what the videos are. He looks at it and goes, here's my 7-second intro for this one. Here's my 10-second intro for this one. And they just mash them together. And you look like the Ollie. There's a couple of those. Yeah, no, Lucia, there's a couple of those, man, before I clean this all up, yeah. It's going to be on and on until the video is 24 hours long and different intros. I thought about actually doing that. Raging Rhino did it? Yeah. I'd have zero issues getting those taken down if they were my work. Dude, I'd be pissed. I would be so freaking pissed. Better on Smash Will of Fans and Yellow Flash. That's crazy. And that's more their work than anything else. Yeah, these guys are actually doing more work than the Quartering did because they're actually taking that and adding it to his, which is on top of the other one. He went Sniper Wolf levels of thievery, except he's not as hot as Sniper Wolf, right? So, here you go. For everyone saying Kino Casino is harassing and stalking the Quartering, his wife, even the H3 podcast, describes it as nothing super crazy. In fact, they're calling JR and SJW. Please get a grip.
So if we go...
By the way,
okay.
And these Kino guys are just... They're like literally the embodiment of like troll.
Yeah.
They're just trolly. They make fun of everybody. And for like the dumbest, silliest, most...
Should join in the meta shorts. Oh my god.
Things.
No.
And it's fun. It's funny. They are funny. But I
We
feel
should
like
give the context that they were like iDubbbz was one of their main like targets, right?
iDubbbz, they've been heavy on iDubbbz.
Right.
Although nobody's really talking about him anymore, which is
Yeah,
a
now
separate-
nobody's talking about him.
Yeah, which I can understand why. But they're very funny. But
Dude, this backdrop from his stream today is insane. I don't know if you guys can see everything in there, but there's a Magic the Gathering poster. What's the broom? Is that a broom? What is that for? A Brie Larson poster that says boobs. The O's are her boobs. Claw machine. Gaming setup here. I'm not sure about these posters back here. Quartering. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't even watch H3. Honestly, like, they started talking about Gina Carano at one point because of his crush on Gina Carano, and they're like, oh yeah, she was like some MAGA, blah. I'm like, okay, this is because you guys are retarded, like, liberals. Gina Carano's not MAGA. Like, come on. Looks like a vacuum. It might be like an old school vacuum or something, maybe. I don't know.
Watching their content, I'm always like surprised when people respond to them. Because that's clearly the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Because they live for that shit.
There's a Walmart mop bucket back here. Oh my god.
They're trolly. They're there for the drama.
Oh, P here. Oh my god, it says P here on the wall.
For the feed. They are the trolls that they say don't feed.
Oh
That's
my
them.
god.
Yeah. And they always, these guys always end up feeding them, and it's always a disaster.
Like,
So yeah, basically these guys are saying that, it's not harassment, right?
Reasonable, because he's just saying stop talking about this one thing that I'm super sensitive about, because you're actually hitting a nerve, which is swinging and cucking and all this types of shit.
first will be your YouTube, which is in violation of ban evasion. Easy takedown, parentheses. And next will be your kick. I literally begged you two to be reasonable. I tried everything. You chose this. All I wanted was to let you guys dunk on me.
Bro, he is definitely a cuck.
He's definitely a cuck.
It's like they never grew up. Kind of feel that way, yeah.
All their fans justifying making my wife live in terror. I hope you all
Stop.
support that.
Your wife is not living in terror.
No one knows who she is. No one gives a fuck.
I don't know who she. I didn't know what she looks like.
Yeah, we don't know who she looks like.
I
I
want
want
to know nothing
I'm
about
curious.
her other than that she's married to a fucking loser. That's it.
Which,
well, I mean, people only know who she is because she was literally in a bunch of his stuff on his Coffee Brand Coffee website, the Claw Machine YouTube channel, all that, right? Oh yeah, so now Matt Jarbo's having a meltdown because he's not getting all the credit he wants, but that's just him typically being, again, kind of a retard. But here you go, Matt Jarbo pointing out apparently that the quartering is using, he said stolen, it just looks like generic clip art to me. Apparently, like a couple, 4 years ago, I think the quartering rebranded his logo, and he straight up used clip art from like a barber shop and just stretched it out a little bit and turned it all blue. I mean, okay. There's one thing to be said for utilizing like AI as kind of like the easy man's way out without having to pay an artist or be original. It is what it is, right? But to just use freaking clip art for your logo is absolutely wild. Like, that is crazy. I mean, it's one thing if you're just starting off. It's another thing if it's straight up like you are a 2 million sub channel and he's using clip art, you know? He should update to reflect his current hair. Yeah. Yeah, it's trademark infringement if it's registered, but if it's free to use clip art, then it's probably, he said, Matt says it looks like it came from Free Pick, then yeah, he can use it. You know, it's fair game and all that, but still, I mean, come on, that's just pathetic, all right? So, apparently, we're not going to get out of this without Jeremy doing one more of these things, where he decided that the only place he could post about this was on YouTube. And so he decided to post this long-winded shit. And this was apparently a YouTube post, right? It says, hang on a second, where's this at? Good night, Oblivion. We're not going to be up too much longer. So he says, hey guys, I know this week has been pretty insane. The internet's doing what the internet does. The disgusting rumors about my wife and marriage are of course not true, LOL. We've been doxxed, people have been showing up at our house, disgusting Photoshop pictures of my wife are circulating the internet, and well, just about everyone has jumped in. My friends have been doxxed, my in-laws are... I don't understand the font either, because I don't know how you can use this font on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe it's an Apple thing. I'm an Android guy, so I don't know. My in-laws are dealing with online psychos. They're emailing my sponsors, have tried striking down dozens of my videos and sending stuff to my house. Everyone's just pretending it's all jokes, but if half of this stuff happened to any of them, they would be singing a different tune. We'd have to involve law enforcement. We've had to involve law enforcement over some of this insanity. Some of the stuff I can't even talk about, and honestly, I don't want to because it'll just encourage more of it. What they really want is for me to fill up my channel with videos arguing with them. This post alone will give all these people who used to pretend they were my friends, he's talking about Yellow Flash, another video to make. Every time I debunk one lie, they just make up a different one. Every time I refute, they just move the goalposts. Apparently, I have the power to summarily ban any video making fun of me, and yet thousands were pumped out this week alone, and oddly, they all remain live, LOL. I don't know if he thinks the LOLs make it seem like he's more genuine or what. It's a full-blown cancel mob from dozens of channels that purport to be anti-cancel culture. One thing I can say is being on the receiving end of it, I fully regret ever taking part in this stuff, which I have done in the past and won't be doing again. At least he admits to that. I will forever be careful about jumping in on this kind of thing ever again, unless it's Hassan, I suppose. Not looking for sympathy, but if you're looking for me to engage with these people, I'm not going to be doing that. They don't want an apology, they want control. There are loads of videos critical of me online. They've been there for years. If you really believe I spend every waking hour taking down every video critical of me, I mean, there's an ocean of evidence against that, LOL. What's with the every other sentence ending with LOL? I don't understand. It's in the tool for premium? I thought this was a YouTube post. Wait, you can do that on YouTube? Yeah, no. So, Averna, my take with it is, why don't you do something with it? You know, it's a cope laugh, maybe. Let me see. I don't care if people are critical of me. What's going on right now is just the internet doing its thing. I get it. I apologize to my wife, who's been enduring disgusting stuff, so much so now that she's terrified to answer the door because psychos are showing up to our home. Something he's claimed again before, but it's like, he's the same dude that's been like, hey, if you're claiming this, provide receipts, right? It is what it is. Let me see here. To my co-hosts for my lives. Yeah, to my co-hosts on my live stream, because they have been getting insane harassment for literally no reason. To my family for having to deal with weirdos. And I apologize to all of you who just want to get the news and don't have any idea why the comments turned into a war zone. Don't bother engaging on my behalf. These people are not engaging in good faith. I'm going to stick to what I do, and that's report the news and try and give you my take. Have a great weekend. You don't give anyone your take, Jeremy. You give like the most vanilla answers. And then finishes it up by posting a picture of his wife. I'm just like, ugh. I just can't, guys. I just can't. Cooked Brain on millennial chat rooms and Messenger. We spent a lot of time as young millennials on like Yahoo Messenger and MSN and shit. Way too long. Way too freaking long. You know, maybe there's something to that. Maybe we've just rotted our brains. And apparently, he's pinning negative comments to it. Womp womp, maybe don't flag videos and let a bull plow your wife, dumbass. We will never be done making fun of you. You deserve much worse than that. Have a shitty night. Now, again, I wouldn't go and leave the comments. But Jeremy went and pinned it. I mean, this is like looking for victim points. I don't know. This is crazy shit, guys. That's absolutely insane. Not sure how to force that font here. Getting off of this as it's probably going to annoy chat. Oh, you're good, man. I think chat is at the same point I'm at. Just kind of like numb. Talking about the quartering too long will do that to you. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. What is Leon talking about tonight? Asmongold goes off on ugly game characters. Interesting. We'll set the redirect to go over to Leon's stream. And in the meantime, guys, I'm gonna hit the hay. The wife is probably already not happy that I'm up so late as it is, but it's been a fun stream. It's been good. Way later than I thought it was. I thought it'd be done by like midnight. Of course, it got started late, so he doesn't have his wife involved, but posts pictures of his wife. I think there's something legitimately wrong with him. He looks like a miserable 40-year-old man. Yeah, feeding the trolls. Yeah, it just sucks, guys. Like, I could genuinely say the only person in the entire situation that I feel bad for is his wife. Like, straight up, you know. But if they are part of some weird swinging group thing or whatever, I'm like, well, in that case, I'm not going to feel any sorry. You guys got what you have coming for you. It's like, whatever. Birds appearing. Let me see. Where is Leon at? There we go. All right, guys. I've got that set up. I'm going to get some sleep. Hit the hay gay. Hit the hay gay, but I'm also kind of gay. You know, I was thinking, guys. I don't want to spend money on 2 copies of Windrose. However, I was kind of debating. My twins are going to go have a sleepover at their friend's house tomorrow night. And my oldest son, he's going to be hanging out with us. We got to go to work for a few hours. I was thinking, I'm like, maybe I don't want to spend money and buy 2 copies of a game that I'm not sure I'm going to play much time. But I was thinking maybe I'd stream with him, do some Windrose or something. Like, we could do co-op Windrose, start it a little bit earlier in the evening so it's not exactly like so freaking late when we get started. I don't know. I'll put that out there. Maybe that'll be something that we'll try to do. Don't even care about the swinging, just stop. Well, but okay, but he doesn't pretend to be religious. Everything is, he's like, well, you know, I'm just getting started on that kind of thing. Oh, the Pragmata situation's retarded, man. I was happy with my video, though. Even if the video doesn't do very well for views, I felt like that was one where I felt confident talking about the topic, and I think it flowed pretty well. So I'm happy with the way it turned out. But yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe tomorrow night I'll stream a game, whether it's with him or on my own. It's crazy because he's like a young man now. He's freaking bigger than I am and huge and shit. But all right, I'm gonna get some sleep, guys. Yeah, I'll hit him up. Maybe see if he wants to do it or not. I think it'd be fun. I forgot about whatever set me off before I came in here. Hey, that's a win. That's a win. If you forgot about your stresses and anxieties and anything that's been eating at you for a few hours, that's what we're here for, man. Is he minimal effort also? No. If I have him on, I'll let him plug his own YouTube channel for you guys. Bigger Than You Ain't Hard. No, but Smeg, he is a big boy. Like, he's gonna be like probably I'm gonna guess because he's 13 now, so he's really gonna hit that growth spurt pretty soon here. I would guess probably gonna be like 6'4", like just based on his body type right now. So I don't know. He could be a monster, and he's already a big beefy boy. Like, you're my height. Oh damn! Then why am I letting you give me any shit? All right, I'm gonna go to sleep. All right. Like I said, guys, I'm redirecting you over to Leon's channel. Say hi to him if you go over there, and I am going to get some sleep. Catch you guys later. Got to go walk the dog and get some rest here. He needs to learn of the minimum ways. Oh, my God. Hey, Vernum, he's a big kid. I've got some decently tall family members. He's a big kid, and my wife is 5'4", 5'5". So I don't know where he gets it. My daughter's tall, though. My daughter is not even 11, and she's almost my height, guys. She's tall. Big kid. So... all right, later, guys. I'm out. Have a good night. Remember, make sure to have some good weekend plans, guys. I want to hear all about your weekend on Monday, okay?